Oh, that was a highlight.
With the pen, I'm learning life. My thirst is divine. Words inspire with perfect time. Nurtured right. Them man there be learning life, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Actually, while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Sorry about a little stinker at the start of the stream, but hey, Chelsea that. Big up everybody that is locked in. As always, smash the like and subscribe button on your way into the stream, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching this back after we've already been live. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps the channel out, pushes us up further up in the algorithm, helps me, and yeah, need a lot of help after that game yesterday. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button if you want to know whenever we go live. And yeah, if you guys want to be in with a chance of winning a free Chelsea away kit, any super chat, any amount down in the description, not in the description, in the comments, guarantees your comment gets read out, but also puts you in the lottery with a chance of winning a nice little away kit. And as you guys already know, the next lottery will be the third kit. Just whenever we get our hands on that, we'll be dropping a little giveaway for you guys. So keep a lookout. We're going to be doing this one till the end of the month. Then we're going straight to the third kit one. Check out Flawless's tune as well. Prayer for the Ops down in the description below, or pray for Chelsea. But yeah, plenty to get into in today's video. Another game where it felt like we were saved by Kepa. The midfield was getting carved apart in certain phases of play. Thank God Conor Gallagher only had a little tummy ache, which is perfectly understandable, and I will never criticize a player for having a stomach ache. But it is what it is. Only annoying part is Kovacic had to play 75 minutes when he was meant to be resting. But other than that, midfield's just got carved apart, really. Defensively, we were solid in phases, but very, very shaky. Very shaky. We were just better at, not even better at dealing with transitions, just kind of positioning ourselves well to stop it from leading to clear-cut chances. Other than that, the further forward we went up, the worse it got. We'll speak on Broja. We will speak on Kai Havertz. Mount, I thought, was a bit invisible, really. It was just the subs, really. The subs helped us, gave us a bit of energy. Other than that, it was a lethargic-ass performance. And we were lucky to leave a point. But big up everybody. Hit the like button. Let's see what everyone's saying. Big up Chelsea Mark saying shit show from Havertz once again. Oh, we will get into that. What else is everyone saying? Big up Thomas saying looks like Mount is back to his normal self. Can't pass, can't link up, can't find a shot from outside the box, abandoning his defensive responsibilities. I did see him get pushed further forward after Kovacic came on. I didn't think it was a case that he couldn't pass. I just thought he didn't do anything threatening. He was a bit invisible at times. I didn't see any big moments from him. If you ask me what his highlight was during the game, can't really tell you. Probably should have got a ball laid off to him from Broja, but Broja's young. Broja's inexperienced. I will give him time. From what I saw, I thought he looked decent when he was on the ball. Kept his head down a little bit too much, but his dribbles and his turns were really good. And yeah, other than that, like his touch just let him down a lot. Ball bounced off him way too much. And he needs to be better in terms of his ball control. But I'll give him the time. Yeah, boys, they won the Champions League. Thus they are I might ban the word generational from my channel. I really might. It's getting to that point. That word just pisses me off. I mean, in my opinion, if you don't know anything about a player, but you've heard of their potential, you'll call them a generational talent. If you know about the player, you'll tell them what they bring to the squad. And then we'll just sit and wait because nothing. What else is everyone saying? Oh my fucking gosh, what is this shit? Chelsea were top 3 in Europe and competing in every cup competition. The reason was because of Havertz and Mount. Enemy of progress. Right there. Enemy of progress. You don't want what's best for our football club. You're still waffling like this. Enemy of progress. Enemy of progress. Simple as. Yo, I need to find who fucked me over with that thumbnail, bro. The only reason why I didn't take it down was because that vlog was going to do fuck all anyway. Because it's a 0-0 draw, nothing to watch. So, if you're going to puff out my lips like that and we might get a few more clicks, fine, I'll firm it. But whoever did that, I'm coming for your clout. You won't know when it's coming, but it's coming. That thumbnail was so dirty, bruv. It was so dirty. What else do we have? Yeah, big up Charlie, Catman, with the Kylie Jenner lips. Fucking hell, bruv. First up, I can already tell Broja will be like Robin and never uses. It was his first start. It was his first start. Like that sort of appearance and that sort of just being his first start. All I wanted to see was what he can bring and what he needs to improve on. Like we could already tell he needs a better touch. His awareness and game management needs to be a bit better. He's a bit all over the place. But his direct dribbling, his turns were good, and he holds up the ball well. It's all about just seeing how he improves as the season progresses. Like, Broja, out of all the attackers, give the kid time. Give him time. If he's the same player in 1 year's time, then, you know what, hands up, forget about it. But him, I will give all the time and patience for. So, I ain't going to slander him or have a lot of energy with Broja. Like, I will say what he was good at and what he was bad at, but that's it. That's it. What happened to the player Real Madrid and Bayern Munich wanted? This is the player Real Madrid and Bayern Munich wanted. And Bayern Munich can fucking have him. Like, he is absolutely atrocious. And if I was already done with the player, but like, this game, even by his standards, he was fucking dog shit. Turned possession away for fun. The guy plays like he Bundesliga or 4 before the game. So slow, no awareness, and even the bare minimum that people would credit him for, his pressing, his off-the-ball movement, even that wasn't good enough. He don't even press anymore. He barely sticks a leg out. I'd see a sloth lift his arm up with quicker speed than he would press a player last night. So now, the question I would ask about Kai Havertz whenever anyone spoke to me was, what does Havertz bring to me on the ball? I am now asking you, what does he bring to me off the ball? Because he's not even contributing in that remark anymore. Hell, let's go straight into the chat. I see the super chat. I will come to it. I need to just speak on this. Because I am so sick and tired of the excuses for this absolute bum. I am so tired of it. Fucking so sick of it. Let me get this up. Chelsea database. Havertz lost the most duels out of any player last night. 9 out of 11 ground duels lost. 3 out of 4 aerial duels. He's not pressing. He's not even winning the ball back. When he gets the ball, he's not doing anything with it. He freezes whenever he's in the box. He's not in the right position to deal with crosses in the middle. He nearly cost us that game in the second half. Because he was dilly-dallying with the ball for no reason in our own box. They stole it and they tried to counter-attack us. The only thing I will say with Potter is I don't care that he played 85 minutes. This just means he is not playing the Man United game. And thank the Lord. Because he plays against us. Every single time he's on the pitch, he plays against us. And people wonder why I get pissed off with this guy. I have to watch him every week. And then I have to watch boneheaded idiots sit here and tell me that he's a generational talent. The only generational thing about Kai Havertz is that he turns up once in a generation. I have not seen the Kai Havertz from the Champions League final since then. And people still use that as an excuse to give him another opportunity. He is one of the worst signings in this football club in recent history. The only reason why I won't say overall is because we've had some fucking dark days before any of us were born. But seriously, I am tired. Tired of any excuses on this bollocks. Fucking sick to death of it. Sorry, let me go through the super chats. I had to get that off my chest. Strasbourg Steve says, what's good, broski? You think Brentford put up a good fight against you? Yeah, they did. They did. And I expected it anyway. They're a physical side. They have less games to deal with than we do going into the World Cup. They were going to be more fitter, and they looked more fitter. We looked lethargic as hell, especially as the game progressed. Which is why I don't... It is what it is. Like, drawing isn't really what annoyed me. It's more the manner of it and the players that let us down. There are positives of it. Chalobah, I thought, was excellent. Kepa, as always, saved us yet again. We've criticised him a lot, praised him a lot as well, because that's the second game in a row that we should have lost. That is the second game in a row. I told everyone, and I didn't want to be negative, but that Villa game was fugazi as fuck. We won that game based off 2 errors. One off Tyrone Mings and one off Martinez in the goal. Like, I think the winning run we've had under Potter was good for confidence, but I've just been taking it game by game, really. Like, if you look at it, we faced a Wolves side with no manager. We faced an injury-prone as fuck AC Milan side home and away. We weren't good against Palace. Didn't win against Salzburg. What was the other game? Villa, we didn't look good against them. And then this one. Like, I get we're growing slowly under Potter, so I'm not going to say alarm bells are ringing. We've just been playing fugazi. We're actually crap. But people saying, like, everyone's sleeping on Chelsea. We could be back in a title race. All of this crap. No, stop. Stop talking about a title race. I beg you. Stop talking about a title race. Because we're not near that, and you're just disappointing yourself. You're really just disappointing yourself if you do that. Like, take it a game at a time. Man United is still winnable, in spite of the way we've been playing. Their depth is a joke. Our problem whenever we play Man United is always ourselves. It's never Man United. So if we can turn up, we can get a result there. 100%. It's not going to be all negative, but it's not been all sunshine and rainbows here either. Oi, the Joker, fuck you and get out of my stream if that's the case. Don't even come at me with bollocks when you got that dickhead as your Avi. I don't want to hear it. Seriously, fuck off. I ain't got time for this shit. 7 minutes behind on the comments. One sec. Winter Surfer, bin facts. Big up Flawless, my guy. And yeah, run up the lights. Bro, Johnny told me he saw shades of Bergkamp in this guy. He said he saw shades of Bergkamp. And I was sitting next to him for the Brentford game, by the way. Brother didn't say anything about Havertz all game until he had one shot straight at the goalkeeper in the 75th minute. And then he was like, see what Kai can do. The way I switched my neck, I nearly snapped it. This guy pisses me off like no other, not Johnny, Havertz. And people say I'm too harsh on him. £72 million signing. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear nothing. Bro, I saw the stats, by the way. 4 big chances created since he came to the Premier League. That amounts to nearly 2 a season. 24 big chances missed. And you lot are still going to make excuses. I'm tired of it. Chelsea, yeah, Chukwuemeka was really good. Brought a lot of energy into the squad. Really unlucky not to score at the end. Had a good chance, but it was near post and all of that. It is what it is. But it's unlucky. But yeah, I think all the subs were good. Aubameyang, right move. Sterling, right move. Kovacic, didn't really add much in the second half, but I mean, allowed us to push Mount a bit further forward. Didn't really mean too much, though. Do you still think Havertz... Did I ever say that? Ugh. Need to wash my mouth out with soap. No chance. Imagine, Cho has as many league goals as Havertz has big chances created. And by the way, because I know I'm going to have this stupid argument in the comment section, no one tell me he's been playing up front, and that's the reason why. Because he drops deep all the time. So don't sit here and tell me he's not been making chances because he's been playing up front. That's waffle. Absolute waffle. Big up CNAC saying Kai slander is all correct, but our midfield will always be our downfall. No link between back and front players and bad in transition. Yeah, we can speak about the midfield. The midfield was awful. It was so bad. Jorginho was just getting run through. They ran a train on Jorginho in that game. Kovacic came on. Passes didn't really penetrate them or anything. We had Ruben at wing back. And I thought he was physical, but yet again, the same thing as Jorginho and the same thing as Kovacic. And it's like too many touches. Way too many touches. And that will always be our killer. Not being able to move the ball quickly enough. So I completely understand the midfield question. I am worried. I am so worried about our midfield with the next few games coming up. Because for me, we got lucky that Conor Gallagher only had a tummy ache. Because if he was out for a long period of time, we already stretched our midfield in that game. Loftus-Cheek, I think, played the full 90. I think Jorginho played the full 90. Kovacic played 75 minutes. That was meant to be his game off. And the only other options is Chukwuemeka and Zakaria. And I don't even know if they have any faith in Zakaria. So we are one injury away from a midfield crisis. But we know the situation. We also know we are going to bring in midfielders in January. Like, ever since deadline day, we heard, like, midfield is the first priority in the January market. We're going to go in for Alvarez or maybe Enzo Fernandez or whatever his name is. There will be other players we can go for. So, like, I'm worried about the midfield, but I also have the confidence that we are going to address that issue before the season's done. But the midfield's always going to be our problem. Always will be. Any game that we don't win, you could probably look at the midfield. Charlie James says we need to talk about... Yes. Let's go into a positive, please. And also, please change your Avi. I'm begging you. But we need to talk about how underrated Chalobah is. Probably been our second best defender this season. For being real about it. Centre-backs, obviously, because if we're going to add wing-backs, then Reece James goes into that. But Chalobah looks good. He's got a lot of unnecessary criticism, you know. I thought, positionally, he was our best centre-back. Koulibaly looked all over the place at the start of the game. And I understood that at the start of the season, but this is becoming a regular pattern with Koulibaly. He doesn't start games well. And he needs to switch on a lot more. Because there will be a time where a team makes him pay for that. Now, if anything, they did in the Leeds match. But this is the thing with Koulibaly. I thought, in terms of defensively, wasn't that bad. Right? I'm not going to say he was terrible or anything. Problem was just his transitional turns, agility, just looked sloppy as hell in the first 15 to 20 minutes. But Chalobah, brilliant performance from him. And if he can keep that consistency up for a good majority of the season, there will be some serious conversations to be had about Chalobah, and not in a bad way, in a very positive way. Because last season, I thought it was underrated from him anyway. Yeah, he defo had his bozo moments. But I always think young centre-backs are going to have that. You need to mature into that position. You can see qualities in his game in spite of that. Progressively, he's always been good. His recovery tackles are always good. He's quick. His offensive headers are good. Quality centre-back for us to have within the squad. Thank the Lord we didn't let him go on loan. Imagine, that would have been such a major L. Winter Surfer says, Lewis, apparently Kai now brings defensive stats. Yeah, his stands will go and talk about how he got a clean sheet today now. Havertz didn't have the best game, but don't. Seriously, don't make excuses anymore. Seriously. I appreciate you for being a guy who regularly turns up to the streets, but stop making excuses. Please, stop making excuses. It's got nothing to do with the midfield. The midfield is not the reason why he kept turning over possession. The midfield isn't the reason why he had too many touches. The midfield isn't the reason why his touch was crap. It's not. So let's stop making excuses. Because it's seriously getting tiring now. What other comments do we have? This channel said we don't... No, panelists. Panelists. Not me, bruv. Hey, Johnny's my guy. Right, regardless of whether we agree or disagree, I keep telling you, me and Johnny are boys. There'll never be any personal issue between the pair of us. And he knows it too. So, like, no beef. No beef. His football takes can piss me off sometimes. I won't even lie to you. But there's no beef. Never any beef. Hey, people always love to use the fact that I back AC against me. But AC had more consistency in his stomach than Havertz ever had. So I don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it. The only thing you lot can rip me for is calling Lukaku R9. I will hold that. I'll hold that with my chest. Anything else, I don't know if I've had a shit take. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I told you I'd be on his ass for shushing us. Because you better be consistent after that. Be consistent for 5 games and shush the Chelsea fans, and fair enough. Brother's probably had 5 good games in a Chelsea shirt. What else is everyone saying? Yeah. This is another low-key fact I don't think a lot of people address. This is our second game without Reece James. And we already look shaky as fuck. It's not a good look. Really not a good look. Like, Ruben did the best he could. I'm not going to rip into him. I don't think he was terrible. I think his biggest issue is that he just took way too many touches. And it meant that the release he made either was not good enough or it was too late. And it's the same problem with Ruben. This is why I didn't want to jump to conclusions when he was in good form. Because he has those games. He'll have brilliant games and then he'll dip off. He'll have brilliant games, then he'll dip off again. He's that sort of player. But he's also a squad player who never pushes to start regularly. Just wants a fair opportunity. So I never have too much energy for Ruben. Like, I think he's a valuable member of the squad. But if there's one weakness to Ruben Loftus-Cheek is he's not quick. Not quick in terms of up here. Like, he doesn't release the ball quickly enough. Bro, I'm skipping a lot of comments. I'm like 10 minutes behind. So again, if you guys want to super chat. Bro, who's even talking about Lukaku? The insecure stans always bring up other people when their boy's getting cussed out. I'm tired of it. This is so fucking stupid. I said Pepe was better. Bro, both are waste of money. What else? Let me just keep scrolling. You see Rice before? No, I didn't, bro. Didn't they play yesterday? And I was literally at the Brentford game. If you're here, hop in and talk about it if you want. Go for it. Man said Havertz is Mertesacker up front. Bruv. Oh, dear. Right, what else is everybody saying? I told you we had uncoachable. Bro, we already knew that. We already did know that. Look, I'm not going to say too much about Tuchel being sacked and everything because we did still play very safe under him. And I think we're a lot more direct under Potter. Time will tell whether it was the right decision or not. I still think Tuchel was harshly treated, but he's gone now. We can't keep doing this Potter or Tuchel thing because then it just puts energy against Potter. And I don't want to do that. My only issue with Potter was why the fuck Pulisic didn't start. Because this was the one game that made sense. You play your best team against United. You play your best team against Salzburg away. You even though you don't want to, you rotate against Brentford. So why didn't Pulisic start? It makes no sense to me. He literally came on and was one of our best players. Started driving at players. He got himself into the right positions. The midfield even looked a little bit better when Pulisic was on. I saw Jorginho, who was barely doing anything in that game. He was actually starting to make decent passes towards the likes of him. Nearly made a good chance for him in the last few minutes. I don't get why Pulisic didn't start. Didn't make sense to me. Havertz, I don't mind him starting. I'm not going to hold Potter accountable for that. Because I already said he can start that all he wants. As long as he doesn't start Man United, I'm fine. Play him for the full 90. But is what it is. Yeah, big up Invincible Chalobah, bruv. Unbeaten again. Did he get 95% passing? Fucking hell. That's ridiculous. Yeah, a lot of people were on Koulibaly. And I didn't think he was great, but people are acting like he's been a flop. He really hasn't. He has not. I think all of our signings have been fine this season. Even like Sterling, who hasn't been at his best the last few games. Sterling is the last of our problems. Genuinely is the last of our problems. And when you're throwing him at wing back, what do you expect? If you want someone with good work rate to run around the wing, throw Havertz in there. Maybe you'll get more out of him. Sterling should not be there. But even with that in mind, Sterling has to turn up against Man United. We signed him for the big games, the games like that. Sterling has to turn up against Manchester United. He has to. We can't have a ghost show in that game. Too many times we ghost against United. And fuck that. What else is everyone saying? Yeah, you're right, I do, because he's fucking shit. That's why. He is one of the most frustrating players. He is the most frustrating player I've seen since Willian. So yes, I have those feelings towards him because we spent £72 million for a guy who athletically has everything he needs to succeed in this game and mentally doesn't have the motivation. And I tell you why he doesn't have the motivation, because he'll turn up in a big game. He will turn up in a big game, and that's what all of his stands rely on. So if he can do that, he can turn up in the smaller games and he can turn up more consistently. But he doesn't, because he chooses not to. He has all the abilities in him to succeed. He doesn't realize his potential. So that's why. That is why. And until I see the consistency, my stance isn't changing. So yeah, I ain't lying. I do hate him because he fucking pisses me off every time I watch him play. I don't care. Give me some consistent runs and then maybe I'll have some faith in him. Until then, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, me and Johnny bros every time. Every time. I'll keep saying it. Yeah, you know what? Play Zakari up top. Anyone else got anything? Oh, Go AM's here. Let's go, my friend. What are you telling me? Broja was decent, but overly selfish. Miss easy chances, set up tap-ins. Let me know your thoughts on Havertz, my friend. But I agree on all of that. Bit selfish, but I also think his head was down a little bit, and he didn't really have the awareness that you would want to see from him, especially in that position where Mason Mount was literally in acres of space. I don't think it was a case of he was selfish. He just wasn't looking up. And that's those little things with a bit of experience he'll get better at. Like playing with your head up is like one of the bare requirements at the top level. And I'm guessing maybe a game with that sort of intensity was a bit much for him. But I have no worries about Broja. No worries. But I agree with that. Let me know your thoughts on other players too, by the way, please. Because I can't be asked to just talk about this fucking ballerina. So please, let me know. Yeah, Mount was invisible. Mount was completely invisible. I didn't see him lose the ball a lot. So it wasn't like, what the fuck is Mount doing? But it's like, where was Mount? Didn't really see him do too much. Didn't have a highlight. Nothing like that. Potter's going to get exposed badly soon. This isn't Potter, though. I blame the team. The same thing when it was Tuchel. It's the players. We need an overhaul. The midfield has been needing an overhaul for a while. We still haven't overhauled our attack yet. The defense, I've already said, like, they need to develop a solid understanding of each other. They're getting better, but they still look leaky. I'm going to judge the defense by the end of the season. Because if it's the same issues by then we have a problem on our hands. I think it just takes time with the defense, and that I will give the patience to. The midfield, we already know the problems. They need to be addressed. They're probably going to be addressed in January. In goal, just keep starting Kepa. Because that was another man of the match performance from him. Saved us in that game. What else is everybody saying? United gassed off that Spurs being their packing poor 3-0. No, their depth is worse than us. So I will not sit here and think that's going to be that easy. Like, they're probably going to play most of the same squad, whereas we can rotate a lot. So we should be a lot quicker, we should be a lot more intense, and we should be beating them. In spite of the way that we played, we should be beating them. Yeah. You're a prick, bro. Appreciate the super chat, though. You guys are all in the lottery anyway, but fucking hell. Oh my gosh. Willian was frustrating. He was so frustrating. Genuinely, like, my thing, Willian would have been a quality centre mid. I always said that because I thought his progressive play and his drives in the midfield third, they were unreal. He was unstoppable in the midfield third. He'd have good defensive work rate, good progressive passes, good progressive play. As soon as he gets to the final third, he was a bum. But we played him at right wing. It is what it is. Because now Kai's problem is that you don't have someone to. No. We're not. This is just excuses again. Now you're saying it's the fault of other people for not motivating him. No, it's him. He's the problem. I'll give you one. He doesn't get injured. It's literally Willian 2.0. It literally is Willian 2.0. Right. What else is everyone saying? Apparently, Mount was zonal or man mark. Not really. He was just invisible. I didn't see him get the ball and instantly get it taken off him. If he was man marked, he would barely be getting touches of the ball. He would be losing the ball a lot. I don't think he was. Chalobah has really won for a long time. Yeah, bro, Chalobah's quality. And he's been slept on for a while. He was dead ass our best defender last game. Our last game. What's Declared saying? Why is everyone so negative? When we bring up the same issues during our wins, no one wanted to hear it. Declared, bro, come in with smoke. I'm sending the link in a sec. Now, imagine if Havertz scored. He would have been like, hold that, all that shit. Bro, I don't understand how you have Potter and Sterling slander, but you have all the patience in the world for Havertz. I do not understand this. I don't. Yeah, fair enough. Right, CFC NJ says, Carney, thoughts. Good energy. Got into right positions. Again, should have scored. Not should have scored. Unlucky not to score. Unlucky. Yeah. Came on, had a positive impact. I don't think he was out of this world or anything, but it was a good performance. It was a good performance off the bench. Abra and Raheem after time sat. Definitely. I don't think any of them were poor when they came on. Didn't think there was much else they could have done. By the time the substitutions came on, what's it called? Brentford were already at the point where it's like, let's just sit deep. Let's hold the draw. We've tried beating them on transition. It's not working. And they're bringing on better players. So there wasn't much else that they could do. I thought they were still decent, but it is what it is. Yeah, Jorginho's passing in phases were good. In phases. Like little periods in the first, little periods in the end of the second half. But in transition, bro, we got smoked. It was Kepa, Chalobah, saved us from getting battered on transition. Even Koulibaly in phases. Sterling's not been arse. He's just been a bit invisible. I don't think he's been arse. Arse would mean he's been turning over possession a lot and shit. I don't think he's done that. I think he's just gone back to the frustrating Sterling. The one that we saw at City a lot, where take too many touches, again, won't release the ball or shoot at the right phases. If he turns up for Man United, I'll ignore it all. If he doesn't, we need to have a talk. I will save the Sterling conversation for after the United game, because he is still the last of our problems. Alright, cool. Big up yourself, Graham. Ha! Matt, I can't wait to see the smoke you're going to come in with. Right, let me let me send a link out to everybody. You know what to do while we're doing this, as always. Hit that like button. And yeah, all of that. Give me a sec though. I keep forgetting I need to switch Twitter accounts and it's long. Sterling start over Pulisic at this point. Potter out. Does Pulisic start the United game? Let me know what you guys are saying. Because I don't know if he would. I still think it'd be Sterling, Aubameyang, and probably Mount. If we're being real. Just stop playing Pulisic at wing. I mean, Sterling at wing back. Same energy as Pulisic. I didn't like it when Pulisic was playing there. I don't like it when Sterling's playing there. It's a dumb move. It's a very dumb move. Let's go. Come on, hurry up. All right, cool. I'm going to send the link out. Yeah, cool. Instagram. Cool. That is everyone. Cool. Yes, guys. What are you all saying? What's everybody saying?
What's up, Lou?
Good. Everyone good?
Where should we start?
Where would you like to start? Would you like to start on a positive note? Would you like to start on a negative note? What's on your mind first and foremost?
I mean, I guess you could start with the positive. Another clean sheet. It's a point. Obviously the 3 would have been nice there, but it's a point nonetheless. And that's about. Oh yeah.
Let him speak. Let him speak. He speaks for himself. The GOAT. The GOAT. Saved us once again. He saved us once again. What can I say? This is our number 1 star keeper. Let me just say this as well. In August 2022, I was voted most delusional panelist. I hold that trophy with pride. Because who's delusional now? Who's delusional now?
You were never saying that about Kepa then. You were delusional because you were saying before that you were saying about what's his name? Chiesa. That's where you got that from.
That was last year.
Yeah. And when did you get your trophy?
I'll show you the clip.
When did you get your trophy?
I'll show you the clip. August 2022.
For a year before that. For a year before that.
This one.
So hold that trophy.
No, I'll hold it. I'll hold it with pride.
Alex, you see what happens when you bully people for years, right? This is what happens, right?
This is the man. This is our number 1 keeper. You're talking about, guys.
You do know there's still some time to that next award time, yeah?
As a second.
There's some still awards, but
there's still some time for the next awards, and Kepa might slip up. You gotta
might slip up.
Maybe slow it down. Maybe slow it down because it's gonna come hit you hard.
No. Because he's our number 1 keeper.
We can't do I told you. We can't do the I told you so.
He's our keeper.
You're right. Matt, you're right. Kepa was brilliant. Congratulations.
But
the trophy doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Oh, it does, because everyone voted for me because I liked Kepa.
No, that's not why we voted. Kepa was not the reason when you voted.
Where's Chiesa now?
You were saying shit with Chiesa. You were saying shit way before that.
Let's talk about Chiesa now.
Stick with that stupid shit.
Where's Chiesa? Where's Chiesa now?
Let's move on.
He's not even here.
You were giving players
a bigger problem than that.
Our number 1 keeper is here, guys. I bought this when it's very low in
stock. Brilliant for the past. It's brilliant past game.
It's going for 3.
Listen, Matt. No one's gonna argue with him, man. He was incredible again yesterday.
He wants to buy Andrew. I know Andrew wants this. It's 3K, man. I've touched this once. It's worth 6K. It's worth 6K. It's worth double. It's worth double.
I don't want that.
It's worth double.
It comes with a glaze shine finish.
Don't put a blue light. Don't put a blue light. That's what I'm saying. Don't put a blue light
on that. I'm going to see something horrible. So don't even.
Don't put a blue light. About yesterday's game because
the price is got a hole in the mouth region of that shirt.
There's a couple of.
I have another one.
Quotes I want to bring it up to that thing too. Like I will voice the tweet somebody tweeted, and you guess which one tweeted that.
Okay.
For example, all those frauds of the fans that when they saw lined up, hold that now. Who was that Twitter?
Is that from yesterday's game?
No, not yesterday's game. Before the Wolves game, somebody tweeted with all those changes in the game, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, what is Potter doing with those lined up?" At the end of a game, all those fans that was questioning Potter for lined up. Hold that. Who was that?
That was me.
Okay, use that same logic to after yesterday game. Why didn't tweet that?
Well, because I was working.
Oh,
yeah.
Just a time management thing, Alex.
You didn't work then?
No, that was a Saturday. I wasn't working. Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, you had couple of days off. You had couple of hours off. Why you didn't tweet it then?
Alex thought he was being scandalous. So it was just a time management issue.
What the fuck, bro?
I can't even be angry. I can't even be angry.
You got me on the working shit, you motherfucker.
Sorry,
Right,
Alex.
well, was there meant to have been a point?
No, can you tweet it now? Can you tweet it now?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All those people that saying that it was the wrong lineup, why not?
Wrong line. What's the point we're trying to get at with this?
No, when I got cooked, asking genuine questions earlier when the Harry Potter came in, and I was literally questioning the way we playing because I didn't see the improvements, and you all blaming it. Imagine being negative when we're winning 3-0.
Yeah.
Why is everyone so negative today? We're undefeated under Potter.
I'm not negative.
I'm literally have the same question, and I agree with you or everything on you about Kai Havertz. The guy on the only reason why he's not below Ziyech for me, because Ziyech completely don't give about the club. Yeah. I think he still has feelings about the club. So that's the only difference between me is holding on Kai as Ziyech. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I'm holding for Kai Havertz. But don't make a mistake that yesterday's game is only about Kai Havertz.
No.
There's not everything is about this game about Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Who put the Kai Havertz in the line in the first place? When Pulisic made great start against West Ham, and he was dropped for the next 2 games. All of you have been saying the same thing. I don't know whose mic was bugging, but all of you said the same thing. Why Tuchel did that, and that, and he has favorites. I want your same pressure now.
Well, I just wonder what he's basing this off of. Because if it's merit, he's got it wrong. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Like, if he picked it based off guys who are performing, he got it wrong. Like, I don't understand. And again, I'm still giving him a little bit of leeway as the manager because he's still trying to figure things out. But you only get so many chances with me if you continue to play the same bums week in and week out, and they don't perform. Like Mount, listen, I'm not going to let Mount live for a month off that Villa performance. Yesterday, he was fucking shit again. So, like, some people may choose to give him another month off because he scored 2 goals against Villa. Like, that's not me. I'm not going to give him that leeway of, like, some people have given Kai Havertz over a year because he scored 1 goal in the Champions League. I'm not even going to give Mount 1 week, okay? Because before those 2 goals against Villa, he was shit then too, okay? So he scored twice against Villa, good. Guess what? Following game, sucked again. It's embarrassing when Broja was, to me, levels above the other 2 guys in the front. His effort was much better. His end product was much better. He put a ball across the 6-yard box that Havertz just stared at. I mean, a lovely ball that you would want a forward, which was what the position Havertz was in right there, to tap in. He was aggressive going after the ball. He won the ball back several times. Like, these other 2 guys, I don't know what they were doing, what their purpose was. I mean, the level of the game got so much better when they both came off the pitch. It was embarrassing for me to watch that first half. It was really poor offensively, really poor.
I think we all might be in agreement. I don't think we expect Broja to start against Manchester United.
No, I don't.
What about Cucurella?
But hang on, because we'll move on. But if Kai Havertz starts again, then Alex, for you, I will tweet out, what the hell are you doing? Because Kai Havertz does not merit a starting place in this team.
He doesn't really merit minutes, right? He doesn't even merit minutes right now, to be honest with you.
Just going to say on the Havertz thing, I don't mind that he didn't start because there was obvious rotation things. And to me, it was like, if he starts, fine. Play him for the full 90 and make sure he don't play against United. Yeah, my only issue with the lineup was Pulisic not starting. I didn't mind that Kai started.
Lewis, you could have rotated and still not played him.
Why did Mount start? Why did Mount start?
He comes on against United.
Well, Mount should have started. Mount shouldn't have started. He should have got rested for Man United.
Hold on, we're in a situation where we're in a full rotation. It's not just for this week.
There wasn't a full rotation.
No, I'm saying I don't mean full team rotation. I mean we're playing games till the 14th of November, non-stop every 3 games. So it's not only based on performance. They're probably looking at fatigue, and they're playing certain players different positions, and I think it's more than just performance based. So I think some players that aren't performing are going to get games, and I think Kai Havertz going to play a lot of games.
My thing is, I just want to know
87 minutes against Villa and 80 plus against Brentford.
Exactly, that's all good. That's
I know, but
87 minutes.
Look,
your logic doesn't apply.
87 minutes.
Exactly, you got
halftime.
Havertz.
I want people.
No, but we're going to have big.
They paid the full 90 minutes. They paid full 90 minutes.
No, but I was going to. No, what I wanted to add is the big games that we're going to have coming up, back to back. Do you know what I mean? With Newcastle, Arsenal, Man City, all back to back. Even Man United. So I'm not talking about for one game rest and one game next. No, they're measuring it from this guy can play so many games and then so many later on. And it's probably you're going to see just a massive rotation.
Either way, because the point doesn't apply because whichever way you spin
You
it.
might
Yeah, do a scope.
You could have fully rested and rotated without touching the pitch.
No.
Wait, can you hear me?
We can.
I can hear you, but Mike is crackling.
It's like a crisp packet next to it or something.
It's like you got your hand over your mouth.
No, it's about how it's like a static noise.
Hold on.
They're both.
I think it's your connector. They're just reconnected or something.
Whatever it is, it's a shit connection.
Yeah.
You could have fully rested and rotated and Havertz not seen the pitch yesterday. 100%.
Of course, Josh. The fitness isn't the only factor. It would be.
What are the other factors? Because he's not factoring in any games in any way.
You know, when I saw him in the lineup,
you have to tell me one discernible skill that he's elite at. You cannot. He doesn't do one single thing at an elite level.
Josh, I completely agree with you. I agree with you about his skill and he doesn't have the attributes to actually play up there and be effective. But I thought what Potter might have been trying to do, since he put Broja up there for physicality, was to complement him with height and holding the ball up. But he didn't
by putting the least physical player we have in the team on. People said this. I heard this too before the game. Like, oh, we wanted some physicality, so we put Kai on. Kai's the softest dude in this team. What the fuck are we talking about?
Aerial and on the ground.
This guy spends more time on the floor than.
Hold on.
Look.
Can I say something like that?
I just want.
The what?
He also dived in the penalty area yesterday. We could have got the ball.
Yeah, that was so weak.
Yeah,
that was a ball he could have got to if he just stayed on his feet.
He could have got to.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is he actually dived in our penalty box, almost gave him a chance to create. But he literally tried the whole like a dribble. He tried to make a dribble in our own box without knowing that there is a player behind him, and he lost the ball, falling onto the player, and looked like he was like, I think he might be forgot that it's his own penalty. Like he was asking for a penalty, literally. Like looked like the guy fell down and asking for a penalty, forgot that he was in our own box.
And
that's not my concern yesterday. My concern is about we knew that about players. That's the problem, that we knew about that. My problem is if you're supposed to be bring best out of the I'm looking past the players because I know our players have been shit. What I'm trying to make a how you say bridge is. Do you know how actually when I said Potter is actually the same as Tuchel tactically, like he's literally set up the teams the same way. He plays the players out of position, like yesterday. Chukwuemeka's up top, and Sterling was a left wing back. Let that sink in. What I'm trying to tell you, look for the similarity between this manager and Tuchel. We actually got the same amount of points. Our first 5 games, both Tuchel, same as Harry Potter. Exactly the same. We had exactly the same. I agree with you that there is more directness from the midfield. Yes. Did he improve it? No. The directness is there, but improvement didn't happen. What my problem is, it looks like he uses the same thing as the other manager did, and he uses the same players in a certain situation and does not change. That's the problem I see from previous manager to this manager. Don't get me wrong. I am not think Pulisic is Chelsea level either. But, and there's a big but, if Pulisic is not Chelsea level, how the hell is Kai Havertz is? You know, that's the biggest problem. If you don't believe Pulisic, let everybody else understand the same position. Because against West Ham, I know you don't rate West Ham, blah, blah, blah. Not West Ham, Wolves. But he was better. And when he came in, he was better today. You know what? Because out of front three players yesterday, when he came in, he's the only one that actually started going directly against the defense. That's
he's
time.
Probably our only natural winger aside from Sterling and the whole team.
He's the only one that actually started to go against players. He started to
run
Broja?
At the players. What about
Broja? I don't think Broja had a bad game. I blame the other ones. Did not help Broja. Because Broja is a youngster. And for example, all the passes, the long ones went for Broja. The ones that actually good to build the quality attack, it wasn't passed to Broja. It was passed to Kai to build the attack for Broja. But all the long ones, it's 50-50, go chase the defenders. It's for Broja.
Well, Alex, I get what you're saying. Like playing if you're playing the same guy, I don't mind playing the same guys if no one else is doing anything. But when the guys who are behind them actually are performing for you and you still refuse to play them, I have to start to think like, what is your mindset? What is your thought process? Like, are you trying to play guys? I'm not a guy who likes to play guys into form. I think that's a detriment to your team if you're just sending guys out to try to get them into form. There may be a position or two where you could do that, but not in our front three. I just don't understand I don't understand what he's. Yeah. Well, I just don't want I don't understand forcing it. I was a little shocked that he took Broja off and left him on. To be honest with you, I was like, okay.
Well,
I mean,
run him into the ground as long as he don't touch the pitch on Saturday. I don't. You know that play you were talking about where he lost the ball and we nearly conceded. How I know this guy ain't improved. Southampton 2021 at home when we drew 3-3 did the exact same thing, dilly-dallying in our own box with the ball. They take the ball, counter-attack and score straight away. No improvements there.
You know what's funny? He couldn't make those dribble in offensive zone. All of a sudden he thinks he can make them in his own box.
Yeah, we saw that in the first half.
Do you think it's training? Do you think it's training that he sees in Kai Havertz? It must be.
Listen, Eden Hazard was notoriously one of the worst trainers on the planet and one of the best players to ever play for the club. If you're basing your decisions solely off training, I have a big issue with that too. Because some guys
we don't really know why.
Like, I'm not saying I'm not saying you're allowed to be lazy in training, but like that should not be. You should be watching the games. It's the games, baby, not practice. Allen Iverson said it great one time.
It's Havertz's IQ. That was his selling point. Havertz was never a good goal scorer.
It's not even there no more.
Look,
he just fouls every 20 minutes.
Look, Kai Havertz can understand a role, and I think that's what Potter gives him, and he's probably trusts him more than some other players. But when it comes to executing, that's where he's been poor. So in hindsight, we can if Potter was going to see his performance, obviously he won't play him, but beforehand, that's what happens.
He's got a very low bar for trust then, if he plays on
you want a certain guy to do a certain role.
He needs to fuck off, honestly. Honestly, God, he needs to fuck off.
I think a horrible player.
Have anybody spoken about Cucurella?
Wait, let me finish. Deals, can you hear everyone talking?
Deals, you're a mad host.
Over people a lot.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think
I don't think Havertz is a terrible player, but I just think the Premier League, I've said this before so many times, it's too much for him. The pace of the game here is too much for him.
He's too slow for
it. He's in his own little world. He's taking his little extra touch. He's being delicate with everything. He's being very intricate. He doesn't have that time here. It like Ozil, the type of Ozil and other silky players, they were able to adapt their game here, but he's just not that guy.
Yeah, we have that with Pulisic as well.
All the German good midfielders, they already developed the skill by adults. He's too young, and he's trying to rush in. They didn't come over here when they are young. They came over here when they established midfielders. And so even though its time is short, they still they had built up talent already. He's trying to build the talent, and he's killing it.
I was gonna say that I think for me he's
Playing
literally
FIFA.
just the.
Yeah,
he's
someone's
just
playing
the-
FIFA.
I think that's declared.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
think
that's
he's
me.
like, yeah, he's the literal. For me, he's the literal epitome of just what what a Bundesliga player is, and it's kind of just like the lackadaisical approach is just like the not looking like he's into it until he gets the ball, and I think it's crazy because if you look when we signed him, those were his biggest assets, and now it's his biggest liability. Like all of the whenever he tries to dribble and he just doesn't have the space.
He can't dribble. He can't dribble.
He doesn't have the technical ability.
He's dead at
He
dribbling.
moves like a truck.
Everybody says that he's a
Kenny-
cam.
What can he
Yeah,
do?
but
honestly?
Dribbling wasn't his main attribute.
What?
Well, that's why I said
if
he doesn't possess one elite attribute. There are guys who are like not great at certain
Look,
things, but they do one thing like elite. Like he doesn't have one elite thing that he does.
You can't
Not
even
now.
say that he runs.
No, that's
He doesn't
the
even
thing,
run.
He does.
You know what? You know what was Kai's.
Hold on, Declared.
No, I was watching Impressed yesterday. You weren't even doing that.
Yeah, you can
Why?
say.
You
Yeah,
can't
he
do a
can't do
scope.
anything,
Do a
man.
scope. I'm about to open
80
myself
mil,
up for
yeah.
criticism. So
No,
yeah, hurry up.
no, hold on. You can say all you want that he's that dribbling is not his main attribute. That doesn't dispute the fact that he tries it over and over again, like he's good at it. He does, hold on. You know when you're not good, you cannot dribble. Therefore, you don't attempt to try and dribble like you're Messi. Yeah, this guy constantly thinks he can like weave in and out of like the tightest gaps, and it's like you're 6'2", you're like a streaky line of piss. You're not going to get through these guys. So stop trying. Like work within your body type. And this guy, he has no awareness, nothing. And this is when I say it's the epitome of a Bundesliga player. He could get away with that in the Bundesliga because it's a league of tomato cans and farmers. But in the Premier League, he just cannot, because it's like you actually have to be good at something in order to succeed here, and he just doesn't have that in any way, shape, or form.
What I was going to say was the biggest. Why Kai Havertz was sought after was more for his his technical, his soccer brain, basically in the position. It's shit that young players develop later on in their careers. That's what made him a bit more unique and sought after, right? And if he has this understanding now, then how good he can be when he fully develops. But the other parts of his game was going to come later. I still believe that everything can come together in later in his career. I still think he can come good, but I agree with you guys with the criticism.
How long, Declared? How long are we going to wait? Like, why, do you want to see that?
I think he's going to January.
I think his career's gone a different path because he's understanding the game, but he's there, right? That's why he can play different positions. He gets in good positions, but he's not clinical. Well, hold on, let me finish.
He can't play in different positions.
But let me just finish the statement, and then you can rip on it, because I knew that was going to happen. He's not clinical. We know he can't dribble. We know he's lanky. He doesn't have it there. I think once all those pieces come together at a similar time, where he's attacking position. Look, I already said it, Dumascap, but like his soccer brain's there, and he that's why he can play a role that needs to be done. That's why there's a bigger trust. But when it comes to executing, he lacks in a lot of things you guys talked about. But later, he's still only 23. When that comes along, I think it will come together, and I think he's like one of those good players that come along later. Do you know what I mean? There's been a lot of flops in history as well.
Declared for whatever team he's on when that happens, I congratulate
I'd rather
them.
let him go.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be in the Premier League. It's not going to be in the Premier League.
Let me go through Let me go through the super chat.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah.
GoAM says Kepa out here punching corners like Chris Brown would with his goal. Hashtag Matt Remontada.
Hey, he's back, man. He's back. He's back.
Yeah. Hopefully the other guys are back. But yeah, Kepa's back. Cameron says wrong in my opinion, but we all knew it would be a hard game. Havertz started, so he doesn't play on the weekend. Thank God. And we save players for Man United. Understandable. Yeah, I think our only issue with the lineup was Pulisic being benched. Other than that, I don't think anyone had the.
Well, and as far as the rest goes, the only person who really got a full rest was Thiago.
No.
Oh, what? Let me guess, Jorginho.
We'll get to it. Sinak says,
"Follow the money." Ask you anything?
It's a suggestion, dumbass. Don't have to respond like that.
Ah, fucking hell. Sinak says, follow the money. Who was 72 mil and who was free? Mount 20 mil Cons, or even 57 million Pulisic. But Pulisic don't even get given a fair chance compared to Havertz, so I can't even criticize him. Complain all you
And-
want, Kai won't be dropped. That's not the
And
negativity.
it doesn't even matter anyway because it's not like Todd Bowley bought him. This was on the previous regime, so he has no affiliate to
Hopefully he
him anyway.
gets rid of him.
Exactly.
Strasbourg Steve says Bundesliga isn't a farmers' league in my opinion. It's different from the Prem. Man City have many players from the Bundesliga in their side.
This
Pro
is all cap.
footballers
This is
ain't
just all
farmers.
cap. First of all, pro footballers are farmers. Some are.
Well,
Yeah.
By the way,
I think it's just
Actually,
us,
when
honestly.
you say
It's
it's a
just
farmers'
us.
league, I'd say it's a much more open league compared
Yeah,
to the
it's more
Premier League, which
open.
is why
It's a
attackers can
different
thrive
league. He's
there
not
more.
wrong.
Like
The
you
Premier
can
League's a
transition
farmers'
from the
league.
Bundesliga to the
It's a
Premier League. There's also a
defensively
transition.
shambolic league. It's defensively
Yeah,
one of the worst leagues on the
Guys.
planet.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And don't get it twisted. Some of these farmers, like, they wiggle their way into the Premier League as well, and the difference is they get exposed. Over there, being a farmer is something that's meant to be appreciated of some sort. I don't know why or how, but
It's
it
not
is.
at Chelsea though. We don't get that luck.
I guarantee you take some of the players in the Bayern Munich team and put them in other leagues, all of them fail. Watch, all of them. But people go over there and prolong their careers. It's certified.
The likes of Goretzka, Kimmich, Gnabry. Mane.
Like people like Upamecano, Sule, who's another one?
But they're all bums.
Or like even
Sule,
Coleman, like
Lewandowski.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh, but I see what you're saying. Even I'll be honest, I'll be controversial. Thomas Muller, put him in another league. I guarantee you he does not do well. It's
Joseph, it's weird that
What?
you mentioned defenders.
Havertz.
Why did you mention defenders? If you can defend in the Bundesliga, you must not be that bad of a defender.
Oh yeah, if you can defend.
No, I get it, but to like for the fact that these guys are these guys are
point.
No, hold on,
Did Christensen do well in the Bundesliga?
He was Mönchengladbach's best player.
Did he start the
my point with the defenders is that you get put in
They
that
make
Bayern
good
Munich.
defenders.
No, hold on, you get put in that Bayern Munich team, and all of a sudden you're an elite defender. No, you're not an elite defender. Like, I mean, it says something, but it doesn't say everything.
Durascope, in a way, you kind of are because you can because it's the whole league is the Bayern Munich's academy, so you got like a lot of competition. So in order to win that, you make it to Bayern Munich, you won the whole league. It's like the Bundesliga All-Star team, That's what it is.
Can I say this? Off the ball movement is not an elite characteristic either. I'm sorry. We had Timo Werner here who was very good at that, and that was never considered an elite thing that he does. Like, so I don't want to hear this. Oh, Havertz off the ball, he gets into good space. No, he doesn't, because he doesn't score goals. So if he got into good spaces, he would be scoring goals. He just doesn't. I heard the same shit the other day too about Mount. Like, oh, he off the ball, he's moving really well. Like, he was non-existent in that game yesterday. Both of them. I'm not giving Mount. Mount to me was equally as poor.
It's not unimportant either. After ball, it's not unimportant either.
Yeah, if you're someone who's good.
Yeah, if you're good.
Like Aubameyang is really good off the ball, but he scores goals when he gets into positions.
Josh,
I could pick any stick out of the crowd and be like, I want you to run here. He can just run there. Like, doesn't.
I just want to make a quick example.
Don't need to. We can find an agreement between us. I just want to.
Yeah. No, I don't need to agree with you. Look, Inzaghi was the guy that made that off the ball famous. That's all he did. Was off the ball movement and just be in the right position.
Guys.
But he scored.
Hold on a second. Did he have elite finishing ability too?
Yes.
Yeah, but most of it was easy.
No, but that's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah, what I'm saying
he
done all the hard work. He was always in an easy position.
Declared, I'd even give him credit. Declared, I would give him credit for it if other people were scoring because of it too. But it's not like he's creating a goal a game with his runs either. Listen, if he was making. If he was making runs,
there's some importance to it. Is all I was making. Yeah, if he scored as well, then we will change the way we'll talk about him.
Jesus Christ! Not even him. If anyone else was scoring because of his runs, I would give him credit for it. That's not happening either. So it's like you're basically doing a run for nothing.
All I'm saying is, it's the same process, Josh. You still got to do it, whether it's the ball goes in or not. You still got to. It leads to a goal. If you don't do it at all, nothing happens.
If after ball the only thing he has as a football, that's not enough.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, if his after ball movement was so good, Broja would not be suffered yesterday.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Broja is suffering because of him yesterday. Literally, I think Broja was suffering because of him. And the third one.
Yeah, they put the wrong people around Broja. They put the wrong people.
You know how I know that? Because when Awuba came in with Sterling, did you see those layups for 1 foot?
Yeah, it was sexy.
That's the problem. If you have, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, what looks like exactly the same what Thomas Tuchel did. Remember when I think it was Watford game, when he put all 3 new defenders. We barely scrapped the draw, I think, with what's his name?
Christensen, Chalobah, and
Christensen in the middle, Chalobah, and what's his name? The one that went to France. What's his name? Sarr. Yeah, remember that game? That's how it will look like yesterday up front for us, with all 3 completely unuseful forwards. That's how it will look. One thing I will give, and I think it's the trend between Chelsea and other teams to develop. Remember when I was saying that young players cannot be developed as good in the Premier League? Because I think we literally killed the talent that might have some kind of talent in Kai Havertz. And I understand the price is a big part of it. So did we? For example, look, I'll explain, just give me time. For example, when we bought Kai Havertz, he was a young talent, right? That's the reason why we bought him. He was a young talent. He was good. And first of all, it was right time for us to buy because that nobody else could afford them at that time. But if you think of it, as a 21 years old, I think he was 21 or 20 when he came to Chelsea, right?
21.
21?
No, 21.
Anyway, that doesn't matter. 2021. Around that age. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, name me the player that starts constantly, like, we throw him into the wolves.
The generational talents, like Mbappe and Haaland.
Yeah, that's your boyfriend. That's your boyfriend calls him generation talent. But ask him about that. But what I'm trying to say is there's nobody. We threw him to the wolves. Same as Mount. We put too much on their shoulders and they didn't develop. Like you say, everybody keeps saying, like, look at Manchester City, how good. Well, Manchester City does not give Foden starting lineup game after game, game after game, game after game.
I will say it was also crazily overhyped, though, by a lot of the fans.
Look, well, how do you know?
Get tweets like this up around 2020.
What I'm trying to tell is, I agree with you that he needs to step down. He needs to step down, either go on loan or be sold, because we're gonna kill him. But I don't think he's that bad of a player as people think. Like, he came to this as a prospect, but I think we killed all the prospect that could be found over there by throwing him into the league, into the dominating league
of De Bruyne, you know.
What is that tweet? No, that is
Who's that from? Craig.
Hereditary movement of Ronaldo, bro. Defensive midfielder,
man. It's
a bad choice of words. Predatory and Ronaldo.
They're right about the off-the-ball movement of Ozil. They're right about that. Right about the Ozil off the ball.
Lewis,
he's got the Ozil movement.
Lewis, can I say something real quick? Honestly,
yeah, go on, Jay. Jay, then we'll go into the super chats. I've got a couple.
Athleticism of Pogba. What the hell?
I saw that.
Shit, we listened to in 2020.
I mean,
I don't even know what that even means.
Can I hide this guy to have me up?
Honestly, guys, like it's I've noticed it since day one, since he's come in. He can't protect the ball. He loses the ball a ton during the games. He tries to do something he can't. He moves like a truck. He can't turn. He's 6'2", but he just fouls all the time. He doesn't know how to body properly, and he still doesn't. He fouls all the time, and he does silly fouls all the time. And wait, hold up. And we got him also because of his GNA, and he missed 24 big chances since he's come to the Prem. He's only created 4 chances. Apparently he's a 10, and he's not creative at all. It's just frustrating at this point. I think he needs to get sold, honestly, while we still can get cash from him.
In the same time that he's been in the Premier League, he has the same amount of Premier League goals as Jorginho.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Jorginho was one of our highest goal scorers.
Jorginho was our top goal scorer at one point. That's a fucking madness.
Wait, right, what were you going to say?
Super stats. Cameron Weeks says Havertz has more dives. No. Oh, wow, yeah, Werner's outscored him, isn't he? Fucking hell.
AC has scored him, didn't he?
Well, yeah, AC's got more this year than Havertz has this season. You could just write.
Fantastic women's player.
Cameron says Havertz has more dives than Leicester in points. I think he's also got more dives than shots on target. but we moved.
He could have got Lewis. He could have got that ball if he hadn't dived. I'm sure he could have got that ball.
Honestly, I think Mount would have stood up.
Calling for a pen when I saw this. I know he's a fucking diver. Strasbourg Steve says there's good footballers outside of England. I understand Bundesliga defensively isn't as great. I watch and enjoy it, but fair if it's not your thing. It would be an entertaining league because of that. You'd see a lot of high-scoring games, a lot of attacking plays, the sort of things people like to see. So I get the Bundesliga would be an entertaining league. Rigo Park, big up yourself, saying, bet he scored that UCL goal for us. Please slap yourself. Yes, some of you in the comment section need that. The honeymoon is over. Kai is a ballerina.
I wish he was.
It's the James Charles, mate.
The only thing he's good at doing is squaring up to opposition players. That's it. And acting like
exactly.
That's it.
He's acting like he's tough.
Acting like he wouldn't get fucking body shots in oblivion. Like,
get the fuck out of the Chelsea fans after he scores one goal.
He just came from vacation with his girlfriend Sophia. Literally, like it's like.
Oh, but she's mid. He needs to leave with her.
Okay, she's not mid, but like, okay, yeah, whatever.
What's the theory, Matt? If he gets married, he's gaming.
Hold on a second. The guy that
She's no Spanish supermodel, huh?
Don't if you exactly.
The guy that never sniffed the pussy gonna tell me if she's mid or not?
I
can smell yours from here, mate. It stinks. My big nose, I can smell it.
No one's arguing with that.
What was that come from?
Go AM. I'd also like the same energy from you for Havertz because you love to cuss Sterling up. I've never seen you say one thing about him. But it's cool. AV also says thoughts on Broja, would bet on him over Kai. Just looked inexperienced, really. I'm not gonna.
You can tell that. You can tell that when he should have passed the mount, he didn't look up.
I don't think he saw him. He fell down.
I don't think he saw him either.
Getting up. That's when it was open. But
no, just from the experience. Yeah. He doesn't have the experience. That's what I mean. It'll come. And I thought
exactly.
he doesn't. You can see he obviously doesn't trust his left foot at all. He's very.
Just pull the trigger, man. Just shoot it.
You could tell when he was in.
I think if he will fail,
there's a couple of positions,
a couple
of times in the second half.
I think he was a little bit unlucky not to get a penalty there because he definitely got pulled down.
Yeah, definitely. He should have scored that header, that cross that was in. He should have got his head on it. That was thumb on his head. And he mistimed his.
Oh yeah.
What
inch off? Not even an inch off.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad player. It was an inexperienced player.
Yeah, literally.
But that guy didn't even get booked. The guy who brought him down for that.
Yeah. I don't think they called it a foul. They just let him play on. It's like, okay.
Refereeing was poor yesterday. I'm not saying
he was.
Let's not blame the ref, guys. Let's not blame the ref.
It was a poor.
He's an Australian ref, guys. He's learning. He's an Australian ref. He's learning.
All I'm saying is
that makes more sense now, man.
Now it makes total sense why he's so.
Guys, he's learning.
All I'm saying is Mount was 0 mil, and he was player of the year 2 years in a row with more DNA than
Everyone praised the Aussie ref in the Club World Cup.
It makes sense.
Yeah, mate.
I do remember the moment the Mount came to him after that and just grabbed his head. Is like, shake it off. It's like,
don't worry, I missed a million passes myself.
Like, I think what he did.
Don't worry, I dribble with my head down all the time too.
I think he did.
It's crazy that Mount's actually like better than Havertz. He's 0 mil, and he's been higher GNA and 2 years.
And he still goes.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Hey, Havertz has 2 Premier League goals this season, right? I think that's the exact same amount as Mason Mount. So I wouldn't give.
But like overall,
Lewis.
I'll be processed.
What does it tell me that Mount is better than Havertz?
What do you think of Kovacic?
Kovacic
was good.
Kova was all right. Passes didn't really penetrate.
His final third has always been, bad. Not bad, but like,
He should have been rested. It was like Conor Gallagher tummy ache that fucked it.
Well, he would have been, Lewis, had he had.
Zakaria, we saw yesterday. Zakaria.
Players have tummy ache. Here's what it is.
Zakaria, they're sending back home.
Mate, send Gallagher to Barcelona, man. I don't want no fucking AC guy. Mate. Remembering AC.
Hey, Matt.
You better hold
Kepa stomachs.
At least he started the game, Matt. At least he started the game.
Wait, hang on.
Honestly,
It doesn't get me. Why did he start the game if he was sick?
I think he's.
I don't
He felt sick during the game. He got sick. Yeah, he got sick. He got sick there. I don't think he was During
like
the
sick
game.
going into the game.
He just felt sick in the game. Yeah.
Maybe he had the shits, and that's why he wanted to go.
Another thing that why I think there's yesterday's game on Potter is Robin Loftus-Cheek played really wonderful in the midfield, and he put him in the right.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, Alex, that's just a numbers thing right now. I think sadly, like there's no one else really. There's really no one else to play there.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Chalaba did play there, and he played well there.
No, he didn't.
When did he play wing back?
Definitely not wing back.
Oh no, I was talking about if we played 4, and he's a right back, not the wing back.
No, he could still. Chalaba could still play center. He could still play Aspie as a right back. And just leave him.
Chalaba was fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, he has played Chalaba as a right back.
No, I'm saying like even though Azpilicueta wasn't bad yesterday, he shouldn't be started for me.
Wait, yeah. By the way, who was your man of the match yesterday?
Kepa or Chalaba?
Kepa, easy.
Well, okay, for me it was Chalaba, but anyway.
Or Chalaba, you can give him an honourable mention. I'd say.
Honestly, Chalaba might bench Fofana. He might bench Fofana when Fofana comes back.
Listen, I'm a huge Trevor Chalaba fan. I love him. Fofana is a better center back.
Of course,
he's just more versatile. He just has more versatility.
Right, yeah.
He's
more informed.
Beautiful.
But I think, listen, again, I think Chalos has been excellent. I got nothing to say about it. But
100%, Josh. Yeah, exactly.
Correction is gonna poke your nose in a minute, Matt.
I don't know what he said, but okay.
I'm not going to beat it.
Do you guys think that Broja got subbed out early? He might actually play against United, and he might actually get a good amount of minutes.
I lost it when the front three was changed and the Havertz was still on the pitch.
Still on the pitch.
I didn't mind.
That means that he won't play. That he won't start.
That's what the difference. I'm a real fan. You're not.
Well, they asked Potter. They asked Potter after the game, like, "Why'd you take so long to bring Aubameyang on for Havertz?" And he was like, "Well, part of that is rest."
Havertz to stay on the pitch.
Yeah. Well, part of that is rest. No, Aubameyang
still
will
need
start
to win that game,
United.
Lewis.
No, I mean not even off the bench. I mean fucking Havertz.
No, all the substitution. He left Kai Havertz on, and took Broja out with all the three of them.
Wait, Josh,
the worst player out of front three.
Yeah, so somebody asked.
If it means he don't even come off the bench, I'm fine with it.
No. So you want the worst player from front three that tried to score we tried to win the game, and you keep him on?
The only positive I could take is that he don't play Saturday, because you've already started him. You might as well just end with him. That game was going to be the rotation game anyway, so I didn't mind seeing rotation.
True,
and players that were crap playing the full 90. There are
how much 20 minutes will decrease the fitness for Saturday game?
For who?
Who specifically? I guess Abba.
No, when Abba, why Abba didn't change it? Like for 20 minutes that other players was subbed before Kai Havertz.
I wish I got more time.
Why 20 minutes is?
Let's ask Potter. I'll send him.
I think the intent was to not play Abba at all until he wanted to chase a goal at the very end.
Yeah.
Did we look like we about to score the goal?
No.
I think it's more of like a risk of getting injured rather than fitness. Like he didn't want Alba to get injured or Sterling to get injured at all. But Sterling did play a little bit more. But yeah, now it's a guarantee. Alba and Sterling would start for sure.
If you risk to get injured in every game, you tend to like you don't go into the game by risking it, thinking that you're gonna risk somebody gonna get injured.
Yeah, that's true. But Brentford's really physical and aggressive. That's why.
First of all,
I hope I got this right.
The normal coaches usually go with a strong lineup, get a lead, and then sub.
Yeah, especially when you have
players.
Subs now.
City and Pool do that. Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah. There's too many games. Alex, were you trying to say that when players back out, that's how they get injured, or with that mentality of not getting injured, you get injured? Yeah.
What?
Is that what you were trying to say? That if you have the mentality,
you.
So I'll move the mic a bit more.
Can you repeat the question, please?
No. I was trying to help what you're saying. When players think or try not to get injured and back out, that's how they actually get injured.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens.
On Pulisic, I think it's more frustrating that he didn't start yesterday because I'm pretty sure he's not going to start against Manchester United on Saturday.
You think so? I thought
after that cameo, he might. After that cameo.
No, I don't. Personally, I wouldn't even start him because I think it's now unfair to throw him in the Manchester United game. You don't play him for 2 games after he came off a good game against whoever.
Wolves?
I don't know who he played. Wolves. You don't play him for 2 games, and then you throw him on again desperately against Brighton, and now you're going to throw him against Manchester United. If he doesn't perform, guess what? You're not going to see him again for another few weeks.
Yeah.
You got to help.
I don't think he plays.
It might depend on the approach. If we're not going to go gun ho against Man United, and we're going to play a little counter-attacking game, maybe that's when Pulisic does come in.
Well, do you think he's going to bench Mount? Because that's what you got to ask yourself. If he's not going to bench Mount, then he's not going to start Saturday.
I think he benches Havertz. I think maybe he plays.
Well, Havertz doesn't
I
start.
thought Chilwell might have played today, so maybe Chilwell's going to play.
It's a game. It's a home game. You start your star boys, the crowd pleasers, in those games.
See, this is my fear with a guy like Mason Mount. This is my fear, right? So he's trying to get a new contract right now. So I think the club are in a position to sort of have to play him, right? You can't bench the guy that you're trying to give a new deal to. And then my other fear is that Potter gets asked about him every press conference, like, "Oh, how good is Mason Mount? Oh, Mason Mount, that," and he's forced to defend him every day. So like now he's also in a position where like. You just complimented him, like said he's top, he's one of the best, but then you benched him. Why did you do that? So now he's going to have to start answering for that. And if he continues to have poor form, you got yourself in a real tight spot as a manager now because you've continued to just play him.
Tuchel as well, though. It's better than Tuchel. He's been trust me, they've always been protecting him out.
But Potter can say what he's been saying about every player. Rotation.
And that's why Potter spoke out and you were sacked.
Well, because also Cy Phillips just put an article out this morning saying that Potter loves Pulisic and he's going nowhere. Well, you got a weird way of showing your love for a player, man. Don't play him.
Tuchel spoke out and you got sacked. That's why I spoke out.
I think Pulisic will get more games. He'll get more games.
Of course, I think so too. Wait, guys.
I think Sterling is part of one of the issues. Like, I think they play a similar role,
so wasteful,
similar style, and similar position. That I think Pulisic is a Sterling replacement.
Josh, take care, bro.
Big up, Josh.
Big up, Josh.
I'll say Josh.
Do
you guys think Croatians are done? Big up, my guy.
Do you guys think that actually Chilwell was rested, but do you guys think Cucurella might actually start? Because he played well yesterday, I think.
Cucurella should
he ain't starting. He ain't starting. No, hell no. He's not starting.
Cucurella is not good wing back. Cucurella is not good wing back. Chilwell is better.
I think he's a better wing back than center back. I don't know. To be honest,
I think we might go 3 in the back with Cucurella there.
I think
Cucurella
Chilwell.
Koulibaly won't get dropped though. I think
Thiago Silva and Chalobah as 2 center backs.
Chilwell got rested for a reason.
Nah, I don't think it was more resting. I thought he just prefers Cucurella. Honestly.
Both of them.
And also Chilwell was second half.
They're good players, yeah, of course. They're both great, but I think Cucurella.
I mean, the fact that he didn't even keep him on the bench, I think he was resting him. He did say that he's coming off that injury still, and they're managing his load. So
there's no reports saying he's injured or anything.
I think part of the problems with Koulibaly yesterday was on Cucurella by leaving him sometimes too exposed to runners, and that guy on the right side is pretty fast and pretty dribbly guy for the. So
Mbuemo, I think,
yeah. I think it was.
Oh yeah, when
he was poor. Koulibaly still has that too much rush into the challenge and get caught up.
Yeah,
that's his problem. But I wouldn't say that everything was wrong with him yesterday was only on him. That's Cucurella's problem, specifically in the first half. He left him a couple of times exposed, and.
I think that's why we honestly go for back 4. Play Chalobah right back. Because if we play back 4, I don't want to see.
I would say same thing.
I was going to say against Man United, I can see back 3, just because that is more better setup.
Yeah, they look good yesterday.
Counter-attacking team.
It's just that right side, man. I just can't.
I know it's the way. That Reece is so bad.
I'm going with the approach that Man United have had for the top 6 teams, and that's sit heavy and counter-attack. And when you play the 3 in the back with the wing backs, that helps for that. That's why, and we already kind of play at half the time, and that's why I think maybe Cucurella and Chilwell plays. It's a bit more, I don't know. I'm gonna say a bit more pragmatic, but I guess Man United have been doing well against top 6 teams playing like this, so I think we might take this approach.
Not gonna lie, they dominated Spurs yesterday. 28 shots, holy shit! Like 10 on
target.
They
yes.
Battered them. I still need to see the highlights.
That's because
Spurs gave him too much.
Well.
By playing
Yeah,
counter-attacking game, of
Spurs-
course they're gonna dominate.
Spurs are overrated, man. They're shit.
Yeah.
They're shit.
Rubbish.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
playing
they're still
counter-attacking.
third. I mean, they're not terrible.
Spurs have
They
always
played
been.
3
I
DMs
know.
in midfield and got dominated in midfield.
Yeah, they're going
Yeah,
into these
true.
games
Well,
and
2
giving
DMs,
Man United
one
massive
box to
respect
box.
and
Got
that.
dominated.
Yeah.
That's
It's like they're
embarrassing.
playing for a draw. It's kind of
Red
weird.
dominated them.
That's exactly what he's playing. He's playing
Big
for a
Ron,
draw.
I'm not saying
Or-
United
or
is
counter-attack.
counter-attacking. I'm saying Spurs playing counter-attacking.
They try.
You know,
That's
Andrew,
right,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have thought that Tottenham would approach
Yeah.
it like that. I thought Tottenham might have decent
It's
form
Antonio-
and they
dude,
can get it,
it's
Man
not
United.
It's not Tottenham. It's Antonio
I
Conte.
swear.
I know,
man, it's
yeah,
like
you're right,
people-
100%
like-
right. I
it's
just
like
think
people
you-
first time meet
Yeah, no.
Conte. It's like people first time know Conte. Like, does he play any other?
Exactly.
But the
He doesn't
counter-attacking.
play any other
Like,
way.
what the fuck?
No,
He either goes-
you guys are right. I just
But-
don't like. I don't
Well,
factor
that
it. Like
means-
I
that means
forget
it's
about
bad
it.
for you.
Do you know what his tactics are? It's 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all
literally,
it is.
yeah.
That's
Same shit.
all it is.
Since 2017.
That's it.
Yesterday, he had to play 2 CNs because Richarlison and Kulusevski were injured. It's still like bad.
Right, but
Oh my God.
But the thing is, he played 3 DMs and still got dominated in that midfield
Yeah, that's true.
with Fred,
Completely ran
Casemiro, and
through.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Fred
He
was
found
so
his Brazilian passport,
After
mate. He
looking
found the
ass
Brazilian
against
passport.
Newcastle.
He played.
It was
9
rubbish,
at the back.
Newcastle. Yeah, it was rubbish.
And he played 9 in the back and they still lost. 2-0.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
That's why I said the reason why we're not gonna
Who's
do
that?
nothing. And I said the only way I'm gonna see the Fred of Kante, Fred for the league, is if you had the player creatively from deep like Fabregas, because you can utilize Son and those players by giving the ball as quick as you can and on point.
Yep.
He doesn't have those players in the midfield. Who's gonna deliver them? They have to carry the ball. But
I
then
think it
it's
shows
like-
how big, and this is amazing to say, how big a player Kulusevski is for this
Exactly.
Conte formation, because he is the outlet.
Yeah. That's
Once
true.
you take away him, it's basically Kane deep and Son up top. If you mark Son out of the game, Kane can't do anything. He
And
can't
Kane got
do
pocket
anything.
yesterday.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kane was
exactly.
that deep. He was trying to be that Fabregas player.
He's trying to be a quarterback.
Some of those passes were nice
Yeah.
stuff like Kane. Those long passes, holy shit. But yeah. Fucking, yeah. they got
What did you think of
dominated.
Koulibaly yesterday? Koulibaly.
Some bozo moments, but most majority of the game was good.
Shout out random names.
Koulibaly, like,
Nah,
he
Deals
always starts
keeps the
games
agenda
slowly.
going, you know, for the meeting. You make sure it flows.
Next, he's gonna be like, "How'd you think of Mendy yesterday?"
Yeah, but at least we keep it flowing.
Combo going. I'm cool with that. Koulibaly looked a bit sloppy, a little bit sloppy at times.
Someone say Mendy?
That's
Defensively, I thought he
exactly
was still a bit. He was still good.
Santiago's comment is brilliant description of Tottenham.
Tottenham 3 DMs still lost, laughing my ass off.
Exactly.
It's the Homer tactic. Just keep getting punched. I hope
One
the
day
other
it'll
team
work.
doesn't
One
score.
day it'll work. But yeah, Koulibaly bit sloppy. Didn't think he was terrible, but he needs to start games switched on. He never does.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he
I think that's
was
just
more
adaptation.
get into it.
That's the adaptation to the Premier League, I think, still. Little bit.
Yeah,
better second
always
half
has to
than
grow
first,
into the
yeah.
game, and one day someone's going to
Yeah.
capitalize on
Yeah.
that.
That's
Takes him a
true,
while.
that's
I
right.
don't know why he does that.
I think he's doing the
At least he
job
has,
that
at least
Silva
he has a
can't do.
recovery, some kind of recovery.
That's true.
Yeah.
He did a recovery. Yeah.
Imagine
Even then, his
somebody
turn's
doesn't
a bit
have a
slow.
recovery when he loses the possession.
What did you guys think of Carney yesterday? I thought he was well. He was
Talk
good.
about Aspi
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
Alex. Unbelievable.
Chuka
Yeah.
Wameka. What a
Wameka.
baller.
Pretty good
What a
yesterday.
baller.
Kameka was good.
I would have liked to
Yeah,
see
he
him.
did.
I wish he
I
came
didn't-
on earlier.
I didn't like it. I didn't like Chukwemeka. I think he was in the wrong position.
Yeah, I
What is
would have
he
liked to see him
Yeah.
deeper, a little deeper. I think
I
he
don't
could
know what
start
his position was.
press up. Too much attacking responsibility.
Sterling behind him. What
That's
the
true.
hell?
He was playing like a 8 or a cam, like he was late in the box, making
That's
drives.
when we should have gone to a back four. That's when we should have gone back.
Yeah,
to a
I think
back
so
four.
too.
He was not
You
know
really
what we
coming
were-
into the box. He was the first in the box. He
Yes.
had to wait for what's his name, for Sterling to come to the box. He was waiting
Yeah.
for him on the line. What are you talking
That's
about?
because Sterling was at left wing back.
I
Yeah.
thought he was driving to the box, yeah.
He had to
So he wasn't staying
Oh
up
my-
there, he was
no,
just running in
But
there.
remember, oh my God, terrorist football. He want what's his name, that Leeds player to play right wing back sometimes.
That has to
Rafinha?
stop. This has to stop.
Yeah, Rafinha. Remember that? Oh
Big
my
up,
god.
Shabby.
Yeah.
Oh my god, terrorist football. He wants Rafinha to play right wing back.
There was one play Chukwuemeka got at. He shot it, but I wish he would have cut it back to Sterling.
Or Aubameyang on the
Exactly,
last
yeah.
play. Aubameyang on the last play
Because he
too.
didn't look up.
No,
He
Yeah,
didn't
no,
look
that
up.
was the same thing with Broja
experience.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, lack of
That's young
experience.
and experience.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
slandering Broja. I just wish
Yeah.
he would have just.
I'm not
tapped it.
letting Chukwuemeka too.
Yeah, nah. They're young. Like I don't. Like I think he
By
did
the way,
well.
the guy
but
looks
Simeon-
like a rodeo. Grow up in the farm with those bow. Like he has like a horse legs, like bow legs, like he's like a so. The way he runs is so funny, man. He looks like he's been riding
Nah,
horses
but-
all his life.
Wasn't that a foul on me though? Like the defender on Broja?
Yeah,
Doesn't
me
matter.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Did you
Yeah.
see how quick he got on side with him?
Yo, he was struggling for pace. That guy. I don't get why we took. You guys probably talked about this. I'm late. My fault. I don't get why
can't lose, Javi.
we waited so long to take Havertz off and not put like a Pulisic on. Like we took everybody else off. I would swear take Havertz off before Broja.
I think it's a United game. Like he's
Hold
not
on a
gonna
One
second.
fact,
win.
There's a
yeah.
person over
That-
here. There's a person over here who didn't mind Havertz stay along all the match.
If it means he don't start or come off against United, it's a worthy sacrifice for the
We
cause.
still needed a win yesterday.
Hey,
It
by
doesn't
the time Opera and Sterling came on, they put that low block down. We were not breaking it, so it didn't mean it.
Did we have a better chances in the last 20 minutes or not?
Yeah.
We had more possession and more runs into the box, but it never looked like
Oh my
scoring.
god! Imagine
Never
if we
looked
had
like scoring.
Auba over there quicker.
Yeah.
They were actually like.
Maybe, but I don't have the faith in us against a low block to even think.
It's
okay,
funny
we need
because-
to do something quick.
It's funny because
I
you
didn't
slammed
care
that
too
guy
much.
for the whole freaking since yesterday, and you the one that still want him to stay longer on the field.
Because
that
it means
make
he
sense.
don't come on against United. Long
What
term
if-
thing for us.
What
It's
if
better
he
for
does
us. I
start?
feel like
Come on. What if
If
he
he
starts?
starts, don't
But if he
don't
starts, I'm
even
gonna be
bother.
so pissed. I'm actually gonna be pissed on Potter.
That'll be the first
I
time.
want-
It'll be
no,
early, but
if
I'll
he-
be on
if
the
he
bus when
starts-
starts.
No,
I
if he
reckon
starts,
There's gonna be a meltdown on
think-
Twitter.
Hold
I'm
on a
not gonna
second.
lie.
if he does start,
starts,
I think we're gonna have to start questioning maybe Potter's
No,
trying
no,
to
no. If he's
No, because Newcastle is
No,
a harder
there's a
team than
bigger
Man
fish
United.
to
That's
fry.
why they're saving for
There's
Newcastle.
a bigger fish to fry over here on this panel. If he starts, I want the front because it's Saturday. You're not working, and if he starts,
I promise. Let me do this. Hang on.
you
Let me
better
say this,
fucking
right? Let me say
tweet.
this.
Andrew, ask for some overtime
Hang
on Saturday.
Hang on. Let me say this. Live on Carefree Lewis G stream right now. If Kai Havertz starts on Saturday, I will tweet it and I will at Alex in that tweet as well, right? And you will hear my true thoughts. If this meth addict, baby giraffe looking MFer starts on Saturday, yeah?
Honestly, we can't displeasure.
No.
With
I
capital
want you to
letters.
put the Potter. I want you to like.
You want me to? I'll at Chelsea. That's what I'll do.
Oh, they'll hear it. They'll
Yeah.
definitely that for sure.
That
that
admin.
There'll be a
Yeah.
meltdown.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's about. It's what
So
you
much
said by
influence.
Harry Potter. Like, imagine blaming Potter. Who's the one that blames Potter after
Oh,
that
I
result
would
against-
question it. I said, why?
I would question it. Yeah, I wouldn't be pissed, but
What
okay,
has
I would
he
be kind of
done
pissed.
of the last 4 games?
I will
for
be
you to
pissed
start?
and I will be questioning.
Potter's not that guy though, guys. Potter's never been that guy. It's these players.
It's too early to determine, but the early signs are not good, man.
Yeah, I'm not sold.
The real
I don't
signs
know.
will be next
There
season.
is a feeling of Di Matteo and Lampard. Oh,
Oh my god.
There has to be,
I don't know about
there has to
that.
be a thing to be
Di
said.
Matteo
Like,
and
you guys have to-
Lampard.
You guys have to
Hey,
remember,
those guys
like,
didn't get a
this was-
5-year deal though.
This was always going to happen. This was always going to happen.
Really?
The
Was it?
only way it's Lampard if I see Broja playing DM and then I see him crossing to Jorginho in the box. That's the only way
Cross
that'd be
inshallah.
Lampard, okay?
Cross and
That's the only way
inshallah. I
that'd be
missed that.
Lampard. Okay.
We all needed to give Potter time to feel this team out. He was always going to make decisions that people didn't like, that we don't understand. But that's the whole point of giving him time.
I think it's the time
Yeah.
that kills him. Because we said that
Thank
for
you.
Tuchel.
Thank you. We
Full
did not
season.
know.
Tuchel.
If it's after a full
Yeah, but-
season, after 18 months, after 2 years, he's still making the same mistakes, then it's a
He
different
won't be
thing.
here.
But
If
we
he
just
makes
next
two
season, we
mistakes
should
in
be
a row,
discussing it.
If he makes 2 games in a row, do you think I'm gonna wait until next season to criticize?
No,
Because
you can criticize him.
I can't remember the guy's name that I met like 10 minutes ago. Do you think I'm gonna remember about this shit?
No, Alex, it's okay to criticize him. I'm the same. I don't like the decisions he's making, but let's not concluding that he's not the guy. Things like that. When we start concluding he's the same as Tuchel, he's not going to be the guy.
And that's why you get the worst.
No, but you're the guy. Because I've said it's these players. It's these players, not the managers. It's these players. You're the one just saying the same thing.
That's why you got the trophy.
And I'm holding with pride. It's not you, man.
Hey, I can't blame Matt. Matt's got a lot of confidence at the moment. He's going to make a lot of predictions. It's when someone wins a bet, they go do more. Yeah, that's what Matt's doing now.
He's not saving it. He's not saving the win. He's not saving it. He goes double.
Yeah, doubling down.
I hope Graham's that guy.
You're gonna go.
I said I hope he's that guy, but he's not.
Honestly, Matt, big up, man, for sticking with Kepa the whole time. He's on fire right now.
That's my brother. I stick up for family.
The Potter one's not there.
I hope Potter can prove wrong, man. I want this guy coming in.
Let's just hope he continues.
Look, by the way, I was with
Xavi. It's not format. He's class.
Please, Matt, remember, I was the one that said Kepa is still decent goalkeeper. I said it before. I never said that he's number one.
I heard Lewis waffling on Chelsea fan TV. Oh, I've been saying Kepa this is Lewis, you're absolute waffling.
What did I say?
Wait,
no,
I just want to tell you Lewis this.
State your points correctly if you're going to use it
No,
online. What did I say?
Lewis like, oh, I've been saying Kepa in for so long now. This guy's never said a word, man.
When did I
never
ever
said a word.
say that?
You said it on Chelsea fan TV. You said it on Chelsea fan TV. You said it on Chelsea.
Say it.
I'll show you the clip.
Smile, Lewis.
You said it on Chelsea fan TV. Chelsea fan TV. This morning. I'll show you. I'll show you.
Why
I'm getting out right now.
Hold on, Matt. You sure it wasn't an impersonation of you or what?
I think Matt is taking and probably taking out contact.
Andrew's already searching.
Lewis probably said if Mendy is not performing, then put Kepa in because he's not.
By the way,
Mendy's not performing. That's what.
Hold on. Matt's got a clip. Show us the clip.
Moving like one journalist, bro. What is this?
I want to say,
Look.
The nose is going.
It's gonna be the shameless.
Nose doesn't go.
Yeah, I want to see him. He's like, I want to see him. He goes, I've been saying for long. I want to see him. I want to see him
get tested. You bullshitter. Test him. I wanted to see him get
That's different to what you said.
You said you wanted to see him.
You absolute waffler.
You said you wanted to see him. You wanted to see him. You wanted to see him.
Again, man.
That's a little different what you said.
You wanted to see him.
Yeah, for you, bro, you little waffling ass.
You said you wanted to see him. You were like, oh, I want to see him.
You're doing it yourself, man.
I want to see him. That's the way you said.
Big up Matt and Andrea, honestly.
Yeah, that's my
Who's Andrea?
side hoe.
Why
I kept a side hoe.
His new group.
Side hoe. I'm
still
the main.
doing AC slant, man. Come on.
Is he cheating on you?
No, he's cheating on you.
I see.
Yeah. One last thing, guys. Sorry, this is kind of off topic, but like, I joined FT pretty late. Why does everyone dislike Alex Goldberg? Seems like a chill guy.
They think there's a lot of rights.
Where we get started?
Where do we start?
A
lot of history, huh?
Shame.
Where do we start? Where do we start? Mounts.
The real definition of flip-flopping.
Oh, for real? Okay, that's why. Okay.
Trying to be politically correct.
Jorginho stands so bad, and now just like monster.
That's it. Lewis says the.
They got paid, man. They got paid. They got paid to prop rice.
Hey.
What did you say, Lewis? What did you say, Lewis?
Big up, Alex. Me and him are
shameless.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lewis respects him. You know, it's just.
Yeah,
he's a chill guy, but I don't know why he gets hated in the comments.
Yeah, he's probably a chill guy, you know, but his football opinions are
kind of weird or wrong.
Oh, the irony.
No, he's the one that he's like Johnny.
Sorry, Andrew. Who said Kepa's the number one keeper last year?
For sure, that's why. Okay.
Remind me, Andrew.
What?
Andrew, who said that Kepa's gonna be a number one keeper last year? Who said it?
I don't know who.
Me. I said it.
Yeah, probably Casper.
I said it.
Yeah.
Hey, give props to Klasrev. He was right on Havertz. I'm giving props to him.
Big up Klasrev. I think he's
making a return soon.
RB Salzburg scouting team.
By the way, how many games did Kepa played well?
5. So 5 clean sheets.
4 or 5, yeah.
He's statistically the best keeper in the world right now as well.
Has he been picked for Spain? The best keeper in the world?
Hasn't the Spain thing hasn't came yet.
Is that maybe that's what he's playing for?
Maybe, I don't know. I hope he is. But he deserves it.
I hope he makes it, because if he doesn't, he might just give up.
Nah, I've been telling him not to give up, and that's why he's back in the number 1 team. I told him.
Does he know that you told him?
Yeah, I remember I faced something, guys. I faced something back in August.
I'm pretty sure, Alex. I'm pretty sure he has a t-shirt of
of his contact.
Kepa has one, yeah.
Remember when I said that Kepa wears staying because he FaceTimed me? No one believed me, guys. No one believed me when I said Kepa FaceTimed me and said he's saying.
I still don't believe you.
He's playing on this pitch, isn't he, Lewis?
Basically, the reason why we don't believe you, No.
Yes,
the reason why we don't believe
bro, he just puts on his front camera and goes, "Yeah, it's a FaceTime." He's just looking at himself. Hey, Kepa, how you doing?
He just looks in his reflection and says he's talking to Kepa, bro.
And the people on the street, and the mom with the kids.
Y'all look similar for real.
And the moms with the kids like, go away from this guy, go away from
bro,
this guy.
If you're streaming Saturday,
you change in the street like, oh, let's move to the other side of the street. Remember,
why don't you stream on Saturday, man?
Remember when he came on and turned in the camera on the girls on the Those girls were like already getting ready.
You couldn't hear what they said.
Pepper sprays ready and shit.
Carry that down, Alex. I was so pissed you couldn't see what they.
Oh my god!
I was ready for round 2.
Getting the pepper sprays, the nunchucks.
If Lewis was live round 2, mate. If Lewis was live on Saturday,
the tasers.
The tasers.
Well, were you interviewing more girls too?
911 on
the
speed.
He's live. I would have gone to some, but no, Lewis was a fraud. He wasn't live.
Get off me, you're flying in galah.
Yo, Brentford is like a Stoke with tech.
Hey, that's pretty good, man.
They remind me of Stoke who could play.
Yeah, I mean, they have some actions anyway.
Bro, Javi, they're so physical and aggressive. They're blocking all their shots. Like, you know,
they're underrated. Stoke, but they have good players. Like Stoke.
Hey, man, I'm starting to think they're going to be out. I'm starting to believe that they're going to be the new Bournemouth little bogey team.
Smoking on Kepa haters.
Yeah, they're like Newcastle, the new bogey team.
Yeah, they're managers.
Newcastle are actually good. It's more Bournemouth what they're doing. They wouldn't play well and then turn on.
That's true. Newcastle is starting to get good now. Yeah. Newcastle for sure top 17.
We got him. We got him after Man United, yeah. Newcastle.
I think we got Brighton.
Brighton in between.
By the way,
you got Salzburger and Brighton.
Is Saya comment? Tuchel would have lost 3-0 to Brentford. We won 1-0 in the same scenario.
Very similar. Very similar.
Very similar scenario.
Yeah, they were.
We didn't play well.
Was exactly carbon copy of last year at their place. That's true.
Our midfield was asked that game too.
I swear Mendy made more saves.
All I saw was the guy.
Oh, Xavi, don't bring Arsenal in this, man.
That was the one.
Yes, by the way.
That was the one game. Come on, Matt. Mendy was OD in that.
Yeah, Mendy was great. He was fantastic, but like it wasn't better than Kepa's Aston Villa.
You know, it was better. It was better.
Nah.
It's up there.
Kepa Aston Villa,
I think Kepa's one save was the best save I've seen.
It was probably on par.
Save from the overheads, no. No.
I'm not gonna lie. Last game, like that's stock standard for him, mate. Like he wasn't even outstanding.
One save he made.
Brentford,
I would say it's equivalent. It's equivalent.
Yeah, I think they're about the same level of performance.
They're about the same.
Remember, Mendy's performance against Brentford was very good.
Always. Remember, always.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah, when Mendy did that last year, I was like, holy shit, we got the best keeper in the world when Mendy did
Just
that.
remember, Mendy's never touching this pitch again, guys. Remember that.
All right, man. See,
he will against City, I guess, on November 9th.
Just remember,
don't you just be happy that Kepa's in form?
I am. I'm happy. I didn't speak about Mendy all stream. Just brought him up.
Guy Edu, bruv.
Lewis, just remember,
Jorginho's looking nice.
Edu is good.
This is the same guy who, when Mendy was in goal, said it's good to have Kepa around for competition.
I was just about to say that.
Great. Mendy can be competition. Great. Great. He can be competition. He can touch the pitch at Barcelona with AC.
You said we didn't have a number one then. It's competition. So
now we found the number one.
Do you understand? Do you understand why I was so negative? Not so negative, but not so positive of 3-0 win before. I was trying to see if this is the honeymoon jump, if this is like the new manager bump, or we doing something different. You see what I'm saying? Remember that stream when me and Declare got cooked for not being so. For being so negative and a 3-0 win, what I'm trying to figure out if because
it was a draw. We don't need to panic. We don't need to panic.
Yeah, I know. We're not.
It's still our play style, though.
No. The past 2 games are worrying.
Yeah,
that's what. What
not even the past 2 games, Alex. I feel like every game there's been a clear chance from the opposite team that they have not took that could have been totally different if that goal went in. Like there's still some warning signs where I know it's Potter's just coming in and all that.
I don't think it's much on the Potter because I've been saying that even with Tuchel, when you make changes, you do need to know what players play better with each other. For example, that the reason why you put Kai Havertz with Broja, man, especially as a starting. I didn't see them play good separately. How you can think that they can go good for 90 minutes from the beginning?
Yeah,
I will say people were hyping them both coming off the bench against West Ham, so I feel like that's where a lot of people's thoughts on that one.
West Ham?
Broja and Havertz, yeah.
I did want to see
play West Ham?
No,
Broja and West Ham, didn't they come off the bench?
Tuchel.
Tuchel,
yeah. I don't go past that. I'm talking about new way.
Okay, then no.
What I'm trying to say is, like, though it needs to be something that actually link up. Like, for example, what's his name? Mount can link up with with Kai Havertz. Mount also good with Sterling. If you're doing the subs or you're changing the starting lineup, you have to think of some specific links that play better with each other. That's what I'm trying to like. You don't have to make too many changes.
Alba and Broja would have been better, honestly, up top.
Much better. Let me go.
That's why I wanted 4-4-2.
Yeah, Strasbourg says Toon Army up the mags. Hopefully not on the 12th of November, but appreciate the gesture. Big up yourself. Cameron says, can we speak a little on the N'Golo situation? I don't think there's been any other update except he's out in February, which is just very Kante. But
4 months.
I wonder what happened in training. He got injured again in training.
Yeah, he got injured. No, he's just. I think they've had another check and they've decided an operation is the best route. Might come back and be more fit. I don't know, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it. But it could be a possibility. Because I've seen that happen with players before.
Kishan, what a tweet, what a comment, man. How is that even
going
possible?
He's been hypothetical, do you think?
Kishan works in the market, man. Leave him alone, Alex. He works in the market. That's how he does business. Trade tomatoes.
Like literally, mine is gonna change his mind after 6 months.
Tomatoes.
People think everything's a video game, man.
Wait, guys, are you guys a little worried for United? Because United would have won 4 or 5-0 yesterday if it wasn't for Lloris. Like they could have won.
Well, they can try win.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't
I'll be worried
discuss
if we
Man
have
United
Kante
at
as a
all.
coach.
I wouldn't discuss. I will not say Man United has a shit game. They start to click on the new things, and they not playing one way against against every team. They play different style. They play opponents. They're not playing. For example, if they play the way they played against Tottenham, we're not gonna play the same against Chelsea.
Yeah, because it's away, right? That's why. It's away.
They knew how to beat
them. I'm not concerned of how they played against Spurs.
Yeah.
We're not going to necessarily.
And they kind of always beat Spurs at their place.
Exactly. Plus, Spurs always lose at the Old Trafford. That's not the. I'm saying the manager is really good. He knows how to set up the team against specific opponents. When they lose, it's not because he set up bad. It's because they bad players. But when he does it and players perform, they play good. So
yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't disrespect United.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to play the same team because he's been playing the same team for quite a bit now.
Because
I wonder if he rotates.
They play way better with Rashford.
Yeah, but good managers do minimum rotations.
There's a lot of games, Alex, now at the moment till the 14th when the cutoff for the World Cup.
And when you do rotate, start with strong line, score you a goal or two, and then you can rotate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex, I think they're managing it. Well, it's not even like the coaches. I think they got like other especially expert, and they're managing minutes before these guys even play, which is kind of like what Lewis was saying. That Havertz probably was already planned to not play the Man United game, so he plays 90 minutes regardless. But it's a bad way to look at it because these guys are doing it regardless of how the game is going. Like, if they didn't do that, we could have swung that game. We could have won that game. We could have had a better lineup. But they already planned this all out for probably the next couple games, and it reflected on substitutions and everything. And I think that's why
Look, my ears are
hurting
hurting from Matt Lee screaming when he types those. All in cap letters, all the time. Like I can feel you pain in my ears, man.
Angry, bro.
He's got a broken keyboard. I'll give you my one.
I'll give you one of mine.
It's just a shame that like people just now, like recently, Man United have beaten us, but we've always used to beat Man United. We were always that bogus.
Yeah.
You know, Javi, what I'm more worried about is that they're actually getting. I think they've reached 4 of the top 6 teams, and they've been undefeated. So
yeah,
they
actually.
The top
I love the guy. Except for City.
Yes,
but they beat those teams. The thing that gives me hope is that I think they know how to utilize Old Trafford, and they play well with width and space. You feel me?
Well, they're playing a bit more deeper, and they're playing a bit more counter-attack, and that was the biggest mistake against City, because you don't do that well.
Yeah, because they actually have good players that break you down.
City, anyone could tell you, the teams that were having go at City were actually getting the lead, even though City have come back, but they were more vulnerable if you went at them. And once City got the goal, that's it. They got torn apart.
Yeah,
actually, they lost the extra midfielder because of Haaland. So the possession ball in midfield is not as strong as it used to be. Yeah. Somebody gotta give. And when we had the extra midfielder, they could actually press harder. We couldn't finish worth the shit.
Yeah, like last year,
but we exposed.
Last year, they actually used to have to work hard to break down teams because they didn't have that clinical striker up top. Now they could just feed De Bruyne. He could just throw it in the box and holler.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like it's the same. It's the same when we played in the beginning under Tuchel. It's the same. We are playing good. Nobody could beat us but every system eventually get found out. And if you have bad players, you get found out quicker. That's all it is. And eventually you get found out.
Did you see what Potter said after the game? They did they got both the coaches and did like a little.
I was not listening. What's up, VJ? I was so pissed at Potter for lineup. And especially when he said what he said, I heard later, man.
On the Havertz thing or what?
No, he explained the way he decides the team or his formation. It sounds like he's. If it's true, I don't know if he just threw it out there and maybe he lied, but if it's true, he basically said.
We have to rotate during this.
No, but he said it wasn't about rotating. It was about how he approaches lineups how he wants to play.
Rotation comes into it, or else he would have played Thiago Silva. So rotation does come into it. He's going to rest players when they need to.
Yeah, he said that he will take care of Thiago Silva.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew, I agree. I think the question was stated differently
got injured,
in that interview.
By the way, Gallagher was bad in the beginning of those minutes that he played.
He was a busting in his
That's why I waited. I waited to see the information. So I thought we were going to play 4 at the back instead of 5.
Exactly.
And then I saw Ruben at the right wing back, and I thought, nah, you can't play Gallagher because you can tell Jorginho when he has Gallagher beside him, he doesn't. His head goes in a spin because he doesn't know what to. Because he doesn't trust.
That's why I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek should be playing beside it.
You know what? You could have played Gallagher. Yeah. You could have played Gallagher
right wing back
for the energy.
No.
Exactly.
If you play Gallagher in the midfield, it doesn't mean that he's the one that needs to be beside Jorginho. That's the only problem. You don't need Gallagher beside Jorginho. He can play in the midfield. He's the one that Gallagher is not the one for Jorginho to escape the pressure. Don't pass it to Gallagher. Just Ruben Loftus-Cheek is not great, but he's better than Gallagher. Get pass from Jorginho. That's it.
Which is why I thought we were going to play a 4. Which is why
same thing. Even if you wanted to rotate Thiago Silva, we have actual decent defenders to rotate defenders. We don't have decent forwards to be rotating.
Was it Gallagher
Yeah,
and
true.
Jorginho at the base in the midfield? I thought Jorginho was by himself, and then
No.
Mount and Gallagher were like ahead of him.
That's
Yeah,
Like a
that was
diamond
supposed
ring
to be.
middle.
That was how it looks like on the paper. But you know, I know, and everybody in the world knows, Jorginho needs somebody to hold his hand. So no matter how you put it on the paper, somebody has to be beside him.
He's the one who dropped, right?
And he's the one who drops because he has better defensive awareness than Mount.
Yeah.
But wasn't
was
Jorginho
also
better
terrible, yeah.
yesterday?
Mount was
But
very
wasn't
good.
Jorginho better yesterday after Kovacic came in?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
And that's what I said.
They
There's the
passed each
players
other all
that
day
link
long.
up better with each other. There's the players that link up better with each other.
The problem is they link up well with each
They're
other,
only
but
off
the
the pitch.
ball doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move.
Yeah, the problem doesn't go anywhere. But the problem
doesn't
could be
move quickly.
worse if
Yeah,
Kovacic
absolutely.
wasn't beside Jorginho.
Absolutely.
We probably would have lost.
Yeah, I agree.
We
thought they-
definitely
Yeah.
would have lost.
If a
The midfield,
Kovacic
it's run
came in
through.
to hold Jorginho's hand, we would have lost again. And vice versa. Jorginho holds Kovacic's hand.
Yeah.
Because he losing the ball too.
It's true.
See,
Yeah,
that makes them the perfect double
right.
pivot, yeah?
Yes.
They can't play
I
without
said
each
those
other.
two are better double pivot than anybody else.
But even then, I thought after the Uber sub, them two even got further forward up the pitch, and you could see them. The problem is, it's like everyone's going, oh, why doesn't Cover shoot? Well, we saw why. It's a crap shot.
Oh my god, yeah. His
People
final
on
third
upper
needs to
deck
improve
knows.
so much.
People on upper deck knows why Kovacic don't shoot.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, Destros was right about that final third about Kovacic. He needs to improve that side of him, but everything else is
Improve.
spot on
He's
with
28.
Yeah, and I was about to say that. It's too late.
It's just not.
He's going to be 29, so he can't
Yeah.
improve. That's
You know what I
it.
mean by that?
Yeah, he's
What
who he
exactly is
is.
Gallagher injury? He has a period
Yes.
like what's his name?
He's got bubble
ACG.
guts. That's what he's got. He's got
Yesterday's
bubble guts.
game was so pathetic in terms of shots on target because we had to, like, end of first half, we had to rely on one Azpilicueta shot on target, and that was Azpilicueta.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Pulisic.
That was the only shot on target.
I remember
Yeah.
that one, yeah.
You know what?
they had 5 shots on target
I
too.
was on a space on Twitter space yesterday, and they said somebody came in and said that it was on Chelsea not winning the game. I was like, do you understand that we should have technically they had a better, clear more chances to score than we did. They had 100% clear chances to score on us than we did.
Yeah.
Like
What's it,
Mbeumo.
Roman? I was there on the
Oh my
space.
God, the Kepa.
Tony,
Matt, thank you for
Mbeumo.
working for him. I know it doesn't have nothing to do with that, but still.
Hey,
I don't
he's
even
gone
know.
now, so
Can
we
I
can
just
speak
say
about
this?
him more better.
Some
We
of
can
those
speak about
spaces,
him
I
better.
don't
Oh,
think
Maps,
so.
yeah.
I actually propped the guy.
No, I mean now it's just we ain't getting it back in our faces or anything, so it's all good.
Oh, we can really say how good he was.
Yes.
Without getting the
He
cheerleader.
looks very confident too. Like some of the shots that coming in, he just looks like he just knew he's gonna save it.
I said
Like, you
that.
know?
Yeah,
I said it before.
That's true.
I said
And
it
distribution
before.
too.
I
think
don't
he's still-
think there's same with Mendy. I think he's a still good goalkeeper. There's something happened and it's mental. And when I ask people, as a professional athlete, how much talent, how much physical ability, and how much you put on a mental block? I ask this everywhere I go. Every individual person values specific things in order which one way most important. And I think mental part is one of the biggest thing to become a professional because it comes last. The mental part is the last break or not break part of the athlete. You can develop the skills. Watch Ronaldo, watch Mount. They're not talented. They develop their skills. Talent can be like Messi, and stuff like that. But the skills, you can see how he approaches the games. You see what I'm saying? Like Hazard.
Yeah.
He's talented. He used his talent, but the skills you can train. So those things I think. Joe, talent there, skills you can develop, which he didn't. But the mental block you can see when he shoots. But he's a youngster, so later we'll find out.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So for me, the mental part is the part at the end when you develop your thing develop your skill when you're young. That's why when you're young, you're supposed to build the skills, not step overs. Not step overs. That's not a skill. Skill, it's when you open your foot, open your hips to pass it. Those kind of skills
Yeah.
you develop when you're young. Then you become started the talent. The talent can be coached. The talent, it's when you get your own ball and you go home and you do by yourself, yippity yappa, keep ups, you hit against the wall. That's how you develop your talent, if you have it. That's how you do it. And the mental part, I don't know where it comes from, but it has to be
and just
mental.
to add to Alex's point on the mental block, right? Confidence plays a huge role in the mental block, and just not the confidence, the team environment as well. I think that's a huge aspect of it as well. The way that they train and the way that the players around them keep him happy. Yeah, all that is reflective in his performance every single time, and that's why you could see even Kepa yesterday when in his interview he actually told the media guys that he feels a lot confident after Graham Potter has come in terms of the goalkeeping, and I think a huge part of it is the mental block that Alex is talking about. That's a huge factor when it comes to professional athlete.
So I've seen players play brilliantly like Mendy and then just fall completely off a cliff after a couple of strings of mistakes. But that's why the same thing. If I agree with AV's super chat saying Kepa should be number 1 till the end of the year. Not speaking into existence. If he does have a mistake, I wouldn't want to see him get dropped off that, because I think that sends completely the wrong message, and that would again fuck up his confidence off that.
This is the stupid comment. Kepa should you're number 1 until you screw up. You're not number 1 for the rest of the year, no matter what.
Not end of the year, but if you make a mistake, I would want to see him get dropped.
Almost Mendy. We use that games. Like, if, for example, if Kepa makes 2-3 mistakes and 2-3 games, and it doesn't hurt us, you still can start it. But the minute the games start to be costed by his individual mistakes that cost us the game or conceding a goal, that's when you start to think what, maybe he needs to rest or he needs to think about it. That's the problem we had with Mendy.
I wouldn't say immediately off one. Like
immediately,
you said,
you don't do immediately.
No, definitely not.
It shouldn't be that easy to drop the number 1 goal.
Yeah, he has to be built. You don't have to kill him by immediately subbing. You see what I'm saying?
If he costs us if he makes mistakes Mendy
was too long. Mendy was too long.
Way too long. But I think it was also because we were too worried about Kepa. Everyone's like, we don't want to throw Kepa back in there. Shit, we don't know what's going to happen.
That's true.
Well, we got another super chat. Big up AV saying, no, Alex, you're number 1 for a period of time. If you drop him after 1 mistake, it's ridiculous. You need a run of games.
Did he hear me there? I said nothing.
No, I think we're agreeing. I think the only thing you're disagreeing with is the duration. Like, you're saying,
first of all, we're disagreeing. I didn't even say after 1 mistake.
Yeah, he didn't say that. Yeah, you didn't say that.
You mean he's saying to the end of the year regardless. I'm not saying that. If he makes 2 or 3 errors in 2 or 3 games, I'm with Alex. He would need to be dropped by that point.
If his mistakes,
I didn't even say after mistakes.
I think you guys are in agreement anyway. Oh, yeah.
No, but what's it based on to say he stays on the end of the year?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it was
Appreciate the super chat. 4 lotteries.
Okay, yeah.
It's just an easy thing to say. If he makes I hope it never happens. In 3 games in the league in a row that cost us points, 3 games, he has to be dropped.
Exactly.
Because he's cost us points. I hope it doesn't happen, by the way.
Yeah. God forbid.
But if it does, then you can't reward him by playing him
exactly.
And that's pretty much the trajectory of any goalkeeper, right?
Yeah,
exactly. At some point, we all said that Mendy was undroppable. We've had this conversation last year as well, right? We were saying that Mendy is apparently undroppable because Kepa is not up to the mark. But right now we are reliant on Kepa because of the poor form of Mendy, and it's a reflection on the mental block that he had, and then
I think that was a reflection on Tuchel making everyone, and at the time we all agreed, making everyone think and seem Kepa was the number 2 because he didn't play him only in cup games and penalty shootouts and stuff like that.
And he still did a good job in the cup.
And he still did a good job. But what I'm saying is, when you have that, when we portray it, when we see that as fans, that there was a clear number 1, number 2, even with mistakes, then that creeps into the goalkeeper's mind, number 1, number 2, and that complacency slips in. It was different, say, under Cech and Courtois. They were clear, even with mistakes, they were clear number 1. It didn't matter what happened.
Yeah.
They were clear number 1s. They were never going to get dropped. But these goalkeepers are fairly close to, they're very very close.
By the way,
in what they provide, they would make a decent goalkeeper if you slap them together. But
could that also be
hold on, Vijay. There's still questions about Kepa's decision even in yesterday's game.
Coming out for
especially in the
still,
air. Yes.
Yeah, when he comes out, there's not only yesterday games. He made a couple of. Why was he doing that wide?
Yeah, on the edge of the
box. And this airplane landing shit.
He wants to dominate the box.
You see what I'm saying?
I think he's trying too hard.
It was too much.
No. I think Kepa is he's hit form with what he's good at. He has those good reflexes. He's always had that.
Yeah.
When it comes to air balls, there's always been a question, and
but that was a bad decision to come out that far with that.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
VJ was going to say something. Go on, VJ. What are you going to say?
VJ, no, I was just about to ask. You compared Peter Cech as well, right?
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. Maybe I'll understand from your perspective. Does it also have to do with the second goalkeeper, being as good as that of the first goalkeeper, which keeps the first goalkeeper always on toes, which means that he's always, he could be nervous at times. Like, having that sort of competition can be a two-way street, right? It can either keep one person on his toes and he needs to perform every single game to stay at that level. That's one aspect of it.
Yeah.
But certain people cannot take competition that well, which means they might find it a bit nervous, when they have that sort of a competition for them. And right now, I think we are stuck with two goalkeepers. I'd even go so far to say 2 second goalkeepers.
Vijay, I'll give you the great. When Peter Cech came in, he replaced a great goalie in Koulibaly.
Exactly.
Right?
I was questioning
a great goalie
in the beginning,
and he was a fantastic number 2. You know how good he was as number 2.
What's his name?
Whenever Peter Cech was rested or injured, Koulibaly came in, and I didn't feel any.
He was invaluable at that time because you don't get a number 2 that good.
Yeah.
People sleep on him. He was one of the best in the league before Cech came in.
Before Cech came in, people were questioning why are you bringing why Peter Cech is there, because
I remember we beat Liverpool 4-0 and Koulibaly got man of the match in the game.
Yeah,
against Liverpool. That's how good he was. It was ridiculous.
Koulibaly was always a good player.
You are right. I credit Koulibaly being so good for helping Peter Cech settle and becoming as great as he was because he had that competition.
Mm-hmm.
The number 2s after that. I mean, you talk about Hilario, one of the slowest diving goalkeepers I've ever seen in my life.
Ross Turnbull.
I
actually like that Argentinian guy. What's his name?
Begovic. He was all right.
Begovic was good. Begovic was good.
I know about the near post. He was so sus. So sus. But again, it's your number 2s. What you see is what you get.
And then Cech did the role when Courtois came in, and I felt fine when Peter Cech came in. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and then Courtois, you had Caballero and who else? I don't know.
No, then we got Kepa in, and we were debating which.
I like the Caballero, but
I did as well. I thought it was good.
He was a good shot stopper. Just playing out.
Not good with his feet.
Yeah.
We just got him too late.
You're right, but the thing is,
now he won a Champions League. That's why.
The thing is,
and the Premier League.
Say it's the opposite because look at
City.
Who's the number 2 for Liverpool? I don't know number 2.
Young kid from America.
Kelleher,
right?
Alisson.
Irish. I thought it was
Kelleher. I swear he's
Irish. No. Kelleher was also good actually.
But what I'm saying is, Alisson's still.
He played in that final against us.
Alisson's still playing so well that he doesn't really have the competition. It's the same for Man City. Whatever you think of Ederson, I don't rate him as highly as Ederson. He's still a good goalkeeper, but who's the company? What was it? Zach Steffen. Now he's left, and some other.
Ortega.
He's on loan in Middlesbrough,
Exactly right. So it depends. If you get a great goalkeeper, it doesn't really matter who number 2 is effectively, unless they get injured. That's the only thing that really matters.
That's true.
We were just lucky to have Koulibaly, Cech, and then Courtois. Whatever you feel about how he left, fine. But all those 3 goalkeepers in a row for about 18 years. I mean, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Courtois was quality. I didn't even hate him too much for leaving. It was for family. I think I get it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm on Kuzi as well. With Mendy's
he said that
contract,
after he took a shit on a club.
Oh yeah, Schwarzer.
Oh yeah, he shut on us.
Yes, Schwarzer.
Big up
Schwarzer.
I kind of get
first one was so annoying.
Why he didn't say that he left for the family reasons when he didn't show up at the training ground? It wasn't then.
Exactly.
Why did he give interview months after.
Because of the abuse that he got throughout the months.
And didn't he separate
Exactly.
from that?
But
that
what's the
relationship as
reasoning
well?
that you're saying? You're saying it's bullshit, or
No. It's not the bullshit. What I'm saying is he used the
probably a
scenario that will think reasonable for him to do it. But I don't think he did it for that reason.
Yeah, so it's bullshit.
Yeah,
He
I
used
guess
the
so.
scenario
Yeah.
that will make reason
Not his
what
true
he did.
intentions.
Because I saw an Athletic article that tried
No,
to talk
because-
about it.
Yeah, because if he did it for the reasons he said he is, it would have been said it from the beginning.
No, but
But
to be
he-
honest, I always thought Courtois was going back to Madrid from the start. Every single
I
press
knew that
conference he
too.
worked for Madrid.
I knew
Every
that
single
too.
conference.
Everybody
But
knew
I
that
wasn't
too.
surprised they
But
forced his
at
way
the
out.
same
Sucked him
time,
off.
he said at the same time he was saying like he's comfortable, he's all that at Chelsea.
But I thought it was bullshit because he always slipped up for international breaks. And then
You
he'd
know
come
what
back to
pissed me
Chelsea
off
and talk
about the
about wanting to
Courtois
be
thing?
The
here.
Europa
Wasn't-
League,
It was
that's what I
bullshit.
wanted
I
to
never believed it.
Wasn't the
I
fact
always
that
thought
he
he weren't
ended
here
up
for long.
he ended up skipping training. It was the fact that we got Petr Cech, we got rid of Petr Cech for him.
because of him.
He didn't want that.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the sole number one. He didn't want to have Cech behind him like that.
But
And so
he
that
made
was
the
I
fast-
thought we already knew his
Didn't we-
stance because he came in and immediately said, "If I'm not starting over Czech, sell me."
Yeah, exactly. He did say.
Yeah.
So we already knew what he was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally,
He's
Didn't
low
we
ego
get
for
rid of the
sure.
goalkeeper coach too?
It was
It's funny.
Yeah,
Madrid got rid of Navas.
Goalkeeper
For that,
coach
for him.
came last season.
But it was
Last
No, I mean the one we got
because-
rid of when Courtois was.
Well,
there.
Yeah,
It's
the one that was
The
really
one that
good.
was good with Czech and
Mourinho did the
everything.
same. Mourinho did the same thing. He
No, he
came in,
stayed.
Czech was in. We already had Koulibaly. He installed Czech. When he came back, Czech was in, and he installed Courtois.
What's
Yeah.
He did the same
that
thing.
coach that got us Peter Cech, trained Peter Cech, Cotechini, Courtois.
They moved him to a different role. They moved him. To a
He
different
left
role.
last season. One of the greatest goalkeeper coaches.
Is it?
Let's-
Yeah, but I think when
Yeah,
Courtois
L'Oreal.
was
Yeah.
there, they changed
Yeah.
his role because they had a big
Yeah.
falling out.
Yeah.
And to
Courtois didn't
respond
like
to
his training methods and everything. So it was
And to
the reason
respond
why
to-
he got injured.
Yeah, just quickly to respond to QZ's comment there. So
Yeah.
you don't give
Oh,
Mendy
VJ's
the
taking
new
a page out of
contract he
Alex's book.
deserves. It really depends on what he deserves, right? Or what he
Yeah.
thinks he deserves.
He wants
because
parity. He wants.
He's
he
gonna
wants
want-
It's
parity with
subjective.
Kepa.
He's going to want Kepa's money, and that's the problem. Because I don't even know if Kepa's worth that.
Right. He's going to be a
Yeah.
number two probably either way. So
Can't pay gold.
Then time down to the
Right.
same amount of contract, right? Like
I think he
put in a
he
7-year
deserves
contract on
double
I think he
what he
leaves.
has. If he has
So,
a 50
another
right
10.
now, he deserves 100,
Yeah.
and that will be it.
The problem is you
But
can't.
he
pay,
won't
you
agree
can't-
to it. Like, there's already
I
been the
don't
I think he's
know.
on 90 right now.
I don't know. It's up for Chelsea.
But this was
But he
like
deserves
this
a contract.
This was the
Any kind of
yeah.
contract.
but
He
this
deserves
is the
it.
Man United goalkeeper problem. They paid De Gea 350, then they paid Henderson 180, and paid their third choice goalkeeper 80. You can't have
Yeah.
both goalkeepers on over 100 grand a week. It doesn't make
and Man
financial
United
Yeah, that-
don't just do that for the goalkeeper alone. That's the problem. That's their problem.
Yeah,
Like, because
they have-
Varane,
they have the
I
highest
think
wage bill.
Varane is at 400k or something. That's ridiculous, actually.
It is.
Sancho's on
That's
350. Sancho's on 350.
Andrew, I agree with
Mendy, if
what
Mendy
you said,
gets paid
but I can see.
35k, cause he deserves 70. That's it. Double his money.
Yeah, but that you know,
also
Andrew, they
over-
might give him the
they're
money
also
just to
over
keep
30
him
years
to
old.
sell him.
He only got 35k. That's fucking crazy.
Oh,
I
really?
think it's
It was 90.
No, it's
No way.
50 or
No.
60 on something.
There's no way.
No,
It's
it's
not-
not.
He came in on a lower contract, that much I know, but I'm not sure about
Yeah.
this 35k.
Sure, it's
It's
50
pretty
or
low.
60.
I know it's not a money, but
It
did
might
you
be.
hear
It's
the
like 40.
conversation? It's not a money to pay Kepa 150, but now the problem to give an extension to Mendy is Kepa what he gets
52K.
paid.
Exactly, because what? Listen,
It's not your money.
someone's saying like, but it's like going, do they really trust Kepa fully, or Mendy fully? Do you know what I mean? I don't think both these guys haven't 100% earned the trust of the fans or the management yet. And I think a slight conspiracy theory time, which I don't like to do. Are we playing Kepa so that we can sell him?
Go AM.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I think we can find a better goalkeeper out there. It's better than both of them.
Oh my God, go him.
Yeah, I think at the point they're both
Yeah, facts,
number
Andrew.
two, so I'd be hesitant to pay any one
I
of
think
them.
I don't think
number
they're
one.
unless Kepa goes on a madness again and proves us all wrong by his decision making and long shot stopping. I don't know. I don't think they're number ones, either of them. I think they're backups. I really
No,
do.
that's what I said. They're both number twos for us. So I'd be hesitant to giving either of them a number one
Kepa's
contract.
an expensive backup. That's the problem.
If nothing changes, though, that's why Kepa will be the one they push out again.
He'd be more ideal.
But
to
the wage for Mendy and maybe have him as a number two and get someone else.
Exactly. And we also have to realize something.
I think
Kepa's contract is until 2025, right?
That's my point. That's exactly what I was about to bring.
Yeah, Kepa got 7 years.
I think they okay will get rid of Mendy on free if it's not agreed. I think they're okay with it. They would rather sign the new goalkeeper younger and give him that thing that we build the contract with, the one that how we build the contract.
That's Serena's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then give him extra. If he doesn't agree to the Chelsea thing, Chelsea demands, they not doing it. We're not doing it extra.
I think we also have to realize one more thing. 2025, until that, he's on a 150. I think he's on a 150K contract right now.
Yeah, 150.
Kepa, right? Yeah. So after 2025, the demand from him is not going to be anywhere in the ranges of 200 even. He's probably going to demand around 250 or 300 probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
170.
More than that.
No, not definitely 170.
Really?
This is a contract that he signed 7 years back. So the appreciation value of that contract would have, for him at least, would probably be the double of it. Because this is 7 year period and he's been earning
that's true.
150 for the last from 2018. So considering that, Kepa is going to be expensive in the next 3 years.
Because the age he is for goalkeepers, he'll be going into the contract will be going into prime
year.
So
for me, what do you mean there's no good goalkeepers? That Portuguese goalkeeper looks mid.
The Porto one, right? I think they're linked to the Porto keeper.
Looks mid, man.
And goalkeepers are on their prime until even 40s, and he's at the end of his contract. I believe he'll be around 30.
30, yeah.
So he's got like a good 8-10 years left on the top of his game, probably if he's good.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Kepa will leave Chelsea on free at the end of his contract, unless he gets sold earlier.
Maybe, but I don't think they'll let Mendy go.
If he keeps it up, he might replace Courtois at Madrid. I hope not, but yeah.
He'd have to negotiate lower wages.
Yeah. It'll be 30. Actually, it'll be nearing 31.
Unless he turns into a baller.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, he'll get picked up by Madrid or like Barca, maybe. I don't know. I hope not. Let's see.
Damn, Chalaba gets paid 20K a week. Wow.
Yeah, he does.
Does
Guys, I know someone mentioned it earlier. Sorry to change the topic.
I thought he signed a new contract.
He did sign a new contract, but that was this was his first senior. This is his first
senior one, yeah, exactly.
Well, they recorrected with Broja after 1 year. Probably will do with him too.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll re-sign him next season.
Sorry, guys, to change the topic a little bit.
Staying grounded and more power to him. He'll get the contract he deserves. I
don't think he cares, given what his religious.
He just wants to play. I feel like
he's just happy to have game time and to continue.
Yeah, he's very humble.
He's very humble. He's so humble.
They'll give him a contract he deserves soon.
No, 100%.
Yeah, they'll do that. Can I say they'll improve his contract next summer? That's one thing.
Yeah.
If not, then I would be speaking because no way, you got to give him what he deserves.
But think of this, especially if he balls out and is a late entrant into the World Cup squad or something like that, they'll probably do that.
Yeah,
he's got a shot.
Spoken about enough.
I think he'll be named in the provisional.
It's a shot. It's a shot.
This week, so
100%. Yeah, it might be a provisional squad.
It's a 55-man squad.
55,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what about Gomez being a replacement.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Chalobah.
There won't be any Dele Alli, so yeah. But sorry, guys, to change the topic, but I know you guys said don't throw Pulisic back into the starting lineup, but would you guys start Pulisic on Saturday?
I don't think you would.
I personally would.
The annoying thing is
the
best chance to start him.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, it depends the way we're going to play.
Doesn't make sense to start him against United. I doubt we do it against Salzburg, even though
United are going to
rotate for them.
I would rather start him against Salzburg than Man U.
That's true, but United are going to counter him. They're going to counter him more. They're not going to press as hard, I feel like. But maybe they might. I don't know. But I feel like Sterling and Pulisic with Alba in the middle would be so nice to watch, too. And Pulisic, I don't know.
Salzburg is an early Tuesday game, so there will be a lot of rotation for that as well. So.
That's true, yeah.
Wait, the next game is against Man U.
United.
Man U Saturday evening, and then Tuesday.
I think it's really dependent on who their right back is.
Delo, it's always Delo.
Yeah, so would you start Pulisic against him? I personally would. Like, consider, Liverpool, right? I would definitely start Pulisic because Trent is obviously going to be out of position. He's going to be high on the attack, which means Pulisic is going to exploit that space, right? So
of course.
I think the right back position of the opposition kind of, decides who is going to start the game.
But don't you think Sterling will be on that left side? Because Sterling played left last game, so I feel like Sterling, that's his preferred spot.
At this point in time, the front three, I don't even know who plays where because every game, we've got individuals.
It's always rotating. Only Alba in the middle. Yeah. What about you, Andrew and Lewis? Like, would you guys start Pulisic against United?
Pulisic needs to start.
I would start him in one of the two.
Rest of you guys, you guys too. What do you guys?
He needs another start, man. It was positive.
I don't know, man.
Really come on.
I'd bring him up. I think he always plays better as an impact sub. I don't know why. He always plays better.
Yeah.
I don't think he will start as well. I think he'll start Oba, Raheem, and Mount. I think he'll start as the front three.
Now start in the midfield. He'll be in the attack. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't play Raheem at left wing back. It's just waste.
No,
just waste. So honestly.
Or right wing back, or whatever. It's just a waste.
Yeah.
It's just a waste. We
just
saw it.
Honestly.
You saw it, man.
Actually,
Thomas Tuchel
did try Pulisic, right? Pulisic did try. Thomas Tuchel did try Pulisic on the wing back.
Yes,
he did.
Yeah, but much more.
He played not bad.
Was not the most successful option though, but is it
kind of better than Sterling gives a win back?
Yeah,
I tell you what.
Yeah, exactly. So is it better to have both Pulisic and Sterling on the pitch at different positions rather than to, just play one at a time?
The only issue is United are going to play. They're going to play a 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
Yeah. Wide with the inverted wingers coming in. They have Sancho and Anthony
I think
running in behind. Or Rashford.
The best starting lineup for us is going to be. I almost said
Kai Havertz. Oh shit!
You started it, Kai.
Havertz starting.
No. What's his name? Pulisic, Sterling, and Alba.
Yeah,
that will be perfect. In the perfect world, that will be, but it won't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So the reason why I will be upset if Kai Havertz somehow gets on that starting lineup, and then Pulisic not, then I will be questioning. The only reason is between those two, because
that's true.
Pulisic doesn't have a leg to stand on versus Auba or Sterling in the big games. You know what I'm saying? Well, lately Sterling giving question too. Mount, yes, Pulisic and Mount. It could be for the front three. I will question those two in the position.
Do you know what I think he might do, Alex? Do you know what I think he might do? And hear me out, because I don't want it to happen. He'll bring Thiago Silva back in, move Chalobah to the right, keep Koulibaly there. Cucurella at left wing back. I think he might play Aspi at right wing back, just defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But play a midfield three of Kovacic, Ruben, and drop Mount deeper, and leave Sterling and Oba up front for counter attack. That's what I think he might do.
Pretty much Spurs.
I don't want a bad lineup.
I don't want it. I'm just thinking about the options.
I actually don't think it's bad.
I think Ruben should
I don't think Jorginho will start because he played like the full game. I think because I don't think he. That's what I think. And I think what he'll do if we're winning, he might bring him on like he did against Villa to have more control of the game as well, and like bring Gallagher on or something like that. But
I think Chilwell should play not the Cucurella, but
okay, yeah, he might play. I don't know what the issue was with Chilwell. I know he travelled yesterday, but I don't know what the issue was. So
I think he wanted just.
There's no reports. Yeah, just rest.
He said
he travelled.
He's managing his
after big injury.
He's managing his load after an ACL injury.
I understand that, but he's still. I don't understand why he travelled. That's the thing. If you know,
it's in West London. I mean, he was just.
Yeah, how far is
I know, but I wouldn't. You know, I mean, he had.
I think if we're desperate,
he lost Chelsea, Andrew. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's like
Yeah, he probably liked the bus travel though.
Or he's gonna bring.
I don't think he travels by bus though.
It's in West London, right? So.
He could do a Cucurella left centre back and Chilwell again. I don't know.
I think Koulibaly would start.
Play Chilwell or Cucurella at right wing back and play the other at left wing back. Do that. Do that because. I
think Cucurella has played in the right wing back position.
That's what I mean. Because we know that Aston's going to get done for pace, right? If he's one on one, if they're going
to push the Rashford is playing.
I think it'll be Anthony versus
It'd be more solid if you play Cucurella at right wing back, shore it up like we did against Milan to counteract Leao. Whoever plays on the left, whether it's whatever you think of Sancho or Rashford or something like that. So
it's going to be Rashford. It's going to be Anthony and Sancho, right?
I presume so. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony, Sancho, and Rashford. Yeah.
I don't think Martial's fit enough to start, so they'll play Rashford up top.
Yeah, and Ronaldo.
They will try and counter attack. That's what they do. So.
And Ronaldo will come off the bench if they're winning, I think. But even then, that's a question.
Ronaldo might not even make the bench.
Oh yeah, after what he did, yeah, he just left.
I like the way I like the way Eric Ten Hag also commented post that. Right?
Oh yeah.
When he was asked about it, he's like, "This 24 hours, we're gonna enjoy the win."
After that, I'll talk about it tomorrow.
Of what would happen. Yeah.
He's right. Honestly, that's a good answer. That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in house, isn't it? Handle it in house.
It's a media trained answer.
Yeah,
definitely. What he was moaning about, like, there's no way he's on the bench for the next game. That team is stretched to fuck.
That would send a bad sign to the rest of the squad if he wasn't by placing him on the bench. You know what I mean? Because isn't that the second time? Isn't that the second? I know he said he told him he could do it the first time. I don't believe that he told him he could do that the first time. But that's now you can't reward like petulance, you know.
No,
it's so annoying because
wages or some shit.
Yeah. That's gonna take the attention. The attention is, you know,
get the nights out for a lot.
Gonna get away from the win
for a night and pay for it or some bullshit. I don't know. What punishments you usually do in the training grounds. All I just see is
fine or something.
You remember that little list Lampard had of all of his fines, and it was like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
that was a long list.
Thank God Hazard wasn't there during that time.
Who was in the ground though? I'm hearing full-time whistle.
Take care, Jay. Big up.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. Take care, guys. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, anyone got anything else they want to go through?
Oh, man.
We're all good.
No,
someone's playing FIFA.
It was you.
Pretty sure you guys have spoken about Broja already, right?
Broja, yeah, he looked raw, but good at hold-up play, good dribbles. Don't really hold him too accountable for anything because it was his first start.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing because I know there are few people in Twitter already commenting on Broja because the game was all about Kai Havertz and how he went, for a toss. And people who were fans of Kai Havertz didn't really, have a comeback. So, they all of a sudden went back to Broja.
Players.
Yeah, they went to Broja.
Let's go after the most inexperienced forward and try and blame him for Kai Havertz. I tell you, these stands, they come up with every excuse in the fucking planet, bro.
But isn't that ironic? Because they are asking for time for Kai, but they're not willing to give time for Broja.
Yeah, that's all. They called him a glorified Tammy Abraham.
What?
But Tammy Abraham scored more league goals than Havertz. So what are we doing?
In one season, he scored more than him.
It's ridiculous, bro. This is half the reason why it's so hard to even try and speak positive about this guy, because his stands are so fucking unbearable.
And I also have another problem with Kai Havertz recently. The thing is, he's almost like a feather. His touches are extremely, slow, and his turns are also slow. And whenever he tries to turn and there is a defender trying to push him off, he immediately falls down and looks at the referee asking for a foul. He needs to start adapt to it. This is Premier League. This is not the German league. They're not going to give you fouls for these things. The defenders are huge, and you are expected to be a bit more stronger and run through it. Yesterday was a prime example of the difference between Broja and Kai Havertz. I'm not saying Broja is already better, but Broja fell down there, and we all said in the hindsight we all said it could have been a red card if he fell down, but he actually got up and he started dribbling back again. So Kai Havertz did not even attempt to do that in the same game yesterday, which is something that I feel he should have adapted at this point in time to the Premier League. It's been a long time, so you cannot just keep saying the German league transition is still an issue. I'd expect him to have transitioned and at this point in time.
If you look in the first half,
at this point, I just think you don't want to be here. You don't want to be here.
You don't want to be here. When he dived,
I just think you don't want to be here.
Could have gone for that ball. When he dived in the first half for a penalty, he could have actually gone for that ball if he stretched out his leg or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like your awareness or this IQ that people credit him for obviously is not in use a lot, because the decision making is just The thing in the second half where he got the ball and attempted to turn without even looking who's behind him and lost the ball near our penalty area. If that was Werner, right, and even myself admit, if Werner had done that, the timeline would have exploded. It did explode a little bit, but not as much.
Ty said it. He was like, this guy might be worse than Werner. Werner at least presses.
I'm telling you right now, Werner was his greatest. Having Werner at his club was the greatest thing for Kai Havertz. It was his security blanket and, you know, the lightning rod. It took away from everything.
Poor Werner, though, like, he might actually have been better. Might actually have been better,
I think
bro.
He would have been.
Havertz is one of the worst signings we have ever
more
made.
Useful. That's the word. Not better.
Werner at least helps in your press.
Yeah, but more useful means better, doesn't it?
More useful, yeah.
Not better as a player, but more useful to the team.
No, because he offers you a press. His movement is better and actually existed. So
he offers runs.
He can run for 90 minutes.
Havertz right now doesn't even offer anything off the ball anymore.
No, he's good defensively. He's trying to
I just think you don't want to be.
Cost us the game last night.
I don't think he wants to be.
He offers us nothing. There is no redeemable attribute
We
anymore.
also forgot that this guy is
genuinely better.
This guy is a second half of the season merchant, even in Germany.
No, it's not even. He's a March purple patch merchant. So let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
He'll be good for 3 to 4 games, score against some big top 6 team. Maybe.
But I'm talking about even in
Germany.
I'm talking about even in Germany, where I kind of defend him a little bit more. I think Germany is more to his skill set. But even in Germany, he only turned up in the second half of the season. And that's worrying. The fact that not only did we the first season, we're like, oh, well, you know, he does that second half thing. And he didn't even do anything here. That first season, we should have been like raised eyebrows. But we gave him more time.
The season we allowed because he had COVID.
Are you talking about the national team or by Leverkusen?
It was a new transfer.
Leverkusen.
The second season, I gave him all the way to the United away game. As soon as after that United away game where he missed 3 big chances and he fucking fucked up that easy pass to Werner for 2-1. Big up yourself. That was when I was like, you know what? He might be a bit washed. He might be a bit, and he's only been worse ever since.
If the Chelsea board is intelligent enough, the next time he's got that purple patch around the month of March or until May, just use that and sell him off, and
raise
get
his
some revenue.
value, innit?
Yeah,
I would be surprised if he's still here next season. I actually would be surprised if he's still here next season. I expect him to leave.
Bayern will come in. I remember Simon Phillips said if Bayern came in with a serious offer last summer, Havertz would have pushed for the move. And Chelsea are expecting a serious offer this summer with 2 years left on his contract. And I've already told everyone here, you either sell Havertz this summer or you re-sign him because he's got 2 years left. And if you re-sign him, you're going to give him a bumper new deal too. Doesn't deserve it. He deserves the door.
Lewis, that was with a different owner, yeah?
What?
The whole thing can change now. That was under a different owner, different
manager. No, but he still has to be re-signed on higher wages because that's what he'll negotiate for.
No, I agree. I'm saying that the fact that we were prepared to sell him last summer.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Like, Tuchel, the owners, they probably would have wanted to see how he performed this season. I thought he would get another season anyway because it was only 2 years, but there's no excuses this season. Unless he has some major turnaround where he actually looks generational. I want him gone.
Yeah, I think he'll push for the move.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be. I think his mind's elsewhere. He's not really got the motivation anymore. He probably sees that people get onto him as well. He's like, F this, I'm going Germany.
Don't get good.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're in a very privileged position, earning 6 figures a week for these dog shit performances. I don't give a shit if you get criticized on social media. We are here watching football to be entertained. If you can't do your job and be entertained, or even as a bare minimum, press.
Put in work.
Leave. I don't care if you get criticized. Yeah. You're in a very, very fucking privileged position. Anyone in that away end would have whipped on the Chelsea shirt and pressed harder than he did in that game, even if they're down 10 pints before it. So I can't hear it. I can't hear it. It's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
Literally just play well.
He scores a hat-trick against United, though.
What, we're going to change our mind off one game? Nah. Mishi got a hat-trick once. It was the worst hat-trick I ever saw in my life.
Seeing a lot of comments on on Kai Havertz being silky and all that. Like he's He's as weak
This
as a
is some
silkworm.
dumb chant we made up about him, and whoever did that needs their season ticket revoked personally. Because
big up, guys. I'm
false propaganda being sent around the fan base. Whoever said they're leaving, big up. Yeah. Anyone else got anything else they want to add, or are we good to wrap up?
Yeah, you're good to wrap up. You're good to wrap
All good
up.
to wrap up. Yeah, we've been here for 2.5 hours. I'm hanging. Need to lie down.
Yeah, man.
Big
Take
up
care,
everyone.
bro.
Be
Big
live
up
on
everyone.
Coppish
Declare
at 9.
Big up
And
sports.
yeah,
Big
like,
up.
subscribe,